Hey, everybody, and welcome to Weekly Chats with Austin. I'm so glad that all of you are joining us tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got a jam-packed show put together for you guys with four amazing guys that's going to be on here with me, and you guys are going to love them. We had an awesome pre-show prior to us going live, and man, we were laughing. We were just goofing off like we always do, and it was just awesome. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm super excited that you are here with us. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here. We're going to check some of these comments and say hello to everybody. Let's scroll up. Man, we got a lot of comments here. Let's see who we got tuning in. We have Cassidy tuning in. What's up? Everybody knows who she is. We have Lauren Taylor tuning in. Stephanie, hello. Who else? Let's see. We have Margaret watching from Richmond Hill, Ontario, Canada. Hello to you. Hello to Lainey tuning in tonight. Denisa tuning in. Phoebe tuning in. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Amanda, boy, I could put all these comments up here and we'd be here all day, but we'll try to put as many as we can. We got Lisa tuning in. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Mary Holden, how are you? Oh, man, we got a lot of folks tuning in tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Josie, Melissa, Penny. Let's just go down and throw some names out there. Madonna. Hello to you. Let's see. They're going so fast. I can't even keep up with them. Janice Fairburn, I hope you're doing well. Jane, hello. Oh, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We got folks watching on YouTube as well, so welcome. And one of our guests is going to be on the show tonight is watching as well. So Bruno, thank you so much for commenting. Oh man, I'll tell you guys, tonight show is going to be a lot of fun. Hey Beth from the BVDs, I hope you are doing well. Becky, hello. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I would go through all the comments, but I would be here all day if I went through. So I just want to say thank you to all for tuning in. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. So y'all buckle your seatbelts because it's going to be a blast. If you're watching on Facebook tonight, please go ahead and hit that like button on the Austin or Be Entertainer like page. I'd greatly appreciate that very much. Also, going over to Instagram if you have an Instagram and follow me on that as well. I know I told you guys a while back that we were trying to get about 1,000, and you guys have already put me over 1,000. So thank you guys so much for that. If you're watching on YouTube and you have not already, please subscribe to the Weekly Chats with Austin YouTube channel and ring that bell to get notified every time that we go live with Weekly Chats with Austin or post a video. That would be greatly appreciated. Also, if you'd like to, it's not mandatory, but if you want to and you'd like to send a donation to Weekly Chats with Austin, because as you all know that all these little gadgets sit here, it's not free, but I enjoy doing it. But if you feel led to, it's not mandatory. You can send it via PayPal to AIElvisLive1@gmail.com. Also in the description here on Facebook and on YouTube is a link for PayPal. You can click on that and you can send a donation. Just click that link and just type in the amount and the rest is history. That's not mandatory, but if you'd like to, that's completely up to you. So thank you guys again for tuning in. And I've had Facebook's been crazy today. I was telling the guys, for me, Facebook's been crazy. I don't know about you guys, but everything has seemed to be going like super slow. So hopefully we don't have any problems going live tonight. Hopefully everything runs smooth and awesome. So praying to God that everything goes great. All right. Well, last week, for those of you who know, I was in Florida at the EP's Christmas weekend in River Ranch, Florida, that's put on by ETA Festivals and Mr. Cody Donath. For those of you who are watching right now that were there, you know that it was a blast and we had a lot of fun. And if you were not there, then all I got to say is you missed out, because it was incredible and it was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was my first gig back since March the 8th. So my last gig was in Florida and my first gig back was in Florida. That's crazy, right? But it was great to get down there and see all the guys and be able to socialize and see their faces and all that stuff. So got my mind for everything that's going on in the world right now. So it was awesome. So if you missed it, you definitely need to come next year, because it's happening again next year. So you can go get your tickets and join us down there, because it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Anyway, enough blabbering about Florida, because you guys know it was a blast. I've put it all over Facebook, so it was awesome. Well, here's one thing that I want to talk about really heavy tonight, And I want to encourage you guys to come and join us. First off, I want to take this banner off the screen so you guys can see this. But I want to put this on the screen right now for you guys. My first ever New Year's Eve show that I am producing on my own. It is going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you're watching this right now and you do not have tickets for this, then all I got to tell you is you're missing out. Myself, Mr. David Lee, who's going to be on the show in just a little bit. We're going to talk a little more about this New Year's Eve show. Miss Tara Kay is going to be there. Dwight Bozeman. This is an award-winning, like all-star, incredible cast, or whatever you want to call it. It is just going to be a night to remember. And our goal is we want to kick out 2020, reel in 2021, because we know that 2021 is going to be 10,000 times better than 2020. So get your tickets right now for this show. They're only $35, and it is a 3-hour show, and we're all going to ring in the new year together. It's going to be safe. We're going to have fun. We're going to social distance. We're going to wear masks. Everything that needs to be done to keep you guys safe and us safe is going to happen. So get your tickets, and David and I will go a little more into details a little later on. So please get your tickets for that. I encourage you guys to. I know we've had a lot of people say they're going to buy tickets at the door. That's cool too, but I encourage you to buy them in advance because, hey, here's the secret. Seating is assigned. So if you want a good seat, I encourage you to buy your tickets in advance so that you know you got a good seat, because the earlier you buy your ticket, the closer you'll be to the stage. That's the thing. So go get your tickets for that show. I would love to see you guys there. Also, another show I want to talk about, me and my good friend, Mr. Jacob Etter. You all know him very well. He's been on the show here before. We do every year in Abbeville, South Carolina. Now, this show isn't specifically Abbeville, but you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. We do an annual show in Abbeville, and I'm going to talk about that one too, called Elvis Birthday Celebration in the Carolinas. Well, we have decided to do another birthday celebration the night before, about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Abbeville. And it's in Clayton, Georgia. So if you're watching and you are from Georgia and you want to come celebrate the King of Rock and Roll's birthday with us, then you need to get your tickets to come to this. Tickets are only $22.50. It is at the Raven County Civic Center in Clayton, Georgia. If you are familiar with the Big E Fest that happens in Clayton, Georgia, well, this is the same exact venue that festival happens at. And that is where we're going to be, myself and Jacob Etter, who is the 2019 Big E champion. So get your tickets and come join us for a night of celebration for the King of Rock and Roll's birthday. All you need to do for all of these shows that I'm talking about, besides this one, is go to austinrbentertainment.com. You can buy your tickets and find out more information. Okay, last but not least, this is the other show I was telling you about. This is like the 3rd or 4th annual show that we're doing this, Elvis Birthday Celebration in the Carolinas at the Abbeville Opry House on January the 16th. It is going to be an awesome show. Every year we do the show completely different, and this year is going to be a whole lot different than what you've seen in the past. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're super excited. All you need to do is go to AbbevilleCitySC.com for more information and to purchase your tickets. And if you ever have any questions about any shows, never hesitate to personally write me on Facebook. I will get to you as soon as possible and answer any questions you may have. So never hesitate to send me a message. That is a fact. That is a fact. All right, now let's get to this right here. I'm trying to find my photo. It is birthday time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and call out some birthdays for this week on Weekly Chats with Austin. We have my fan club president's sister, Donna Kellum Jones. Her birthday is today. I haven't seen her in quite some time, so happy birthday to her and hope she's doing well. And also on December the 22nd, which is like 2 days before Christmas Eve, of course, my good friend, Mr. Braxton Sykes, who is an up-and-coming Elvis tribute artist, his birthday is on the 22nd. So wish him a happy birthday. If you'll write that down, go wish him a happy birthday. I know he'd greatly appreciate that. Also, this week's famous birthdays, wrestler Stone Cold Steve Austin, who is an amazing guy. From what I watch on TV, would love to meet him in person. He's an icon, so happy birthday to him. Actor Brad Pitt and singer Christina Aguilera, who has amazing vocals, if you don't know already. So happy birthday to all of them. And if you're watching right now and your birthday is today or between now and the end of the year, happy birthday to you from me personally. So I want to wish you a happy birthday and all that awesome stuff. And, you know, hey, next year is going to be a whole lot better. So let's get pumped up for 2021. I hope you guys are, because I am. So happy birthday to everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful birthday. All right, last but not least, before I bring my first guest on, I've talked about this not as much as probably what I have in the past, but there's a reason why, and most of you know about it. But my Austin Newby Fan Retreat, March 25th through the 28th, 2021. This is going to be an amazing event, a lot of fun. Sadly, right now, we've had to put the package sales on hold because of the capacity limit in the state of Tennessee and at the venue where I'm having this event. I have reached the half mark, but that does not mean that you cannot possibly get a ticket, because here's the thing, it's what I like to call a waiting list. So you can go and join our waiting list at austinirbyentertainment.com, and as soon as things open back up and we get the green light to go ahead and start taking more reservations, then you're going to get a phone call or email from me, and we're going to sign you up for sure, because you definitely do not want to miss this. But Mr. David Lee is going to be with us. He's going to be doing Elvis and Conway. We have Mr. Michael Chambliss, Travis Powell, Matt Cordell, Samantha Chambliss, and whoever that other guy is on there. I'm assuming that is me, but I have no choice to be there because my name is associated with the title. So I have to be there. And I'm excited to be there and excited for you guys to come. So go and join our waiting list. And as soon as we get the okay, you will be the first one that will be called. So don't hesitate to do that. So we want to see you guys there, and we are ready for this. This is 2021. So we're ready for 2021 and ready for this retreat. So go and do that for me. Join the waiting list. All right. I think that's everything that I needed to cover right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our first guest on here. You've seen him on the show before. He's a great guy all around, and he's got a lot of new things that's coming up for him, and I'm super excited about it for him. And he's talked to me about it, and I'm going to let him talk to you guys a little more about that. So I know I can't hear you guys officially clap, but if you want to put your hands together, you want to put some hearts and likes or whatever on the screen, do that right now from my great friend, the one and only Mr. Brooke Wright. We're going to get him on the screen right now. What is happening, my friend?
What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. What about yourself?
Yeah, you know, the normal Christmas stuff, and
right,
getting ready for all of that.
Yeah.
There's some good surprises in store for a 7-year-old boy. So looking forward to seeing his face in some of the surprises, and my daughter, of course, and seeing the gifts that we've got for her. And right. I say that because she's sitting like right over there watching me. But
choose your words wisely, my friend.
What's that?
Choose your words wisely.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, just looking forward to Christmas, and you know, I don't know how you are. You know, there are those folks that have huge families that get together at Christmas time, right. And then, you know, the smaller families that all kind of do their own thing. And I happen to belong to one of those families that usually makes Christmas a really big deal, and we all get together and pack the house, or in some cases we have to actually rent out buildings to have Christmas because no one has a home big enough for the family.
Wow.
And we don't get to do that this year, so it's kind of a bummer. So I think our plan is that for, you know, Christmas 2021, we're just going to go like all out, man, and have a big party with the family. So it's going to be kind of subdued this year, kind of laid back. There will just be a handful of us at the house doing Christmas, but nonetheless, just looking forward to it, man.
Me too. You know, I mean, Christmas is my favorite time of year, man. I could be Christmassy from January to December every year, all year long, 24/7. That's just me. And, you know, I agree with you. You know, normally Christmas Eve, we go to my grandparents' house, and, you know, it's about 11 of us that are there. But we just found out yesterday that my 13-year-old cousin just tested positive for COVID. So now, like, everybody that was going to be coming to my grandparents' house is now in quarantine. So none of that is happening. So we're all at home now. So I know how you feel.
Yeah, man. Outside of that, outside of those things, getting ready for the holidays, I've, as you know, I've been working on an EP project. EP, not to stand for Elvis Presley, but on an original music project, man, and really excited about that. And it's so funny the way music works in our lives, and just how it ebbs and flows through our lives. It's like, you know, I've told you before, I started out doing Elvis when I was really young. Well, I'm 41 almost, so it felt young because I started doing Elvis when I was about 13, 14 years old. Right. then I kind of had a moment where, 13, 14 years old. And then I got into my early 20s, and my band, who I had put together when I was 15, the band was just not as in love with Elvis as I was. And it became this thing where the guys said, if we're going to keep doing this, man, we want to play some original music, and we want to write songs, and we want to do other people's songs and do our own versions of other people's songs. And and man, you know how that is when you're young and your buddies are in a band with you, and you don't want to lose that. So I sacrificed my connection to Elvis for several years in my mid-20s, and went down a different path with my band. We did a lot of shows, and played gigs all over, traveled some, and wrote some songs and all of that. And then it all kind of came full circle about 5 years ago. And it kind of the script flipped, so to speak. And all of a sudden, Elvis was just right there in the forefront for me. And all these opportunities that I wasn't even looking for started just popping up. And it was kind of like divine intervention or something. And I just felt like, man, it's that calling, and it's that itch, and it's never gone away. And I've always loved it, and I want to go back to it. So I did. And it's been an amazing last few years, and starting to compete and getting to know guys like some of the fellas that are on the show tonight, and guys that I've been on here with previously. And then all in the midst of that, man, COVID hits, and my buddy calls me up, who's a very accomplished songwriter here in Nashville, calls me up, and we're talking. Actually, I called him, and we're talking, and he starts giving me all of this stuff about, man, you need to come over to my studio, bring me some tracks, and let's record you an Elvis project that you can take and sell at your shows. Yeah. And I told him, I said, man, we go out and we do all of these contests or festivals, or in some cases our own headliner shows, where we go out and do an hour and a half or 2 hour set, or we do a Friday, Saturday night. And those audiences hear you and see you as Elvis for the duration of the time that you're there, from the minute you come out to the minute you leave. And then thereafter, when you sign autographs and take pictures, you're Elvis. And I told him, I said, man, I want to save me performing as Elvis for the stage. I want to save that for the live performance. If I'm going to come and sit down in a studio, and I'm going to spend time, and we're going to spend money, then let's do something original. So that came back during COVID. And as you know, we had some writing sessions, and just some magic happened, man. And I don't claim any of the credit for the magic. It was all my buddy Nathan, who is such an incredible writer. He just pulled stuff out of me that I didn't even know was there. And as a result of that, of course, there's a single coming out.
There is.
And I found out last night that it's going to release to all major streaming platforms for download and streaming on New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, right? I saw that.
On New Year's Eve, folks can go out there to Amazon Music, Google Music, Spotify, iTunes, you name it. It'll be out there for download. And man, I encourage everyone, please go out there and check out the song. It's really close to my heart. It means a lot to me. I think it's a really cool story. Austin, as a matter of fact, is the first person in the ETA world that I played the song for. He heard the song. He heard the song the day after we finished it, and I really appreciate all the kind words that you had to say after you listened to the song. I hope you guys enjoy it. It is called "The Other Side of Me" because it truly is the other side of me. It is the opposite of me performing Elvis, but I hope you guys enjoy it. And enough about that, man. Let's talk about Elvis.
I know, man. I know. Well, first off, I want to say this, since he's already touched on this. Yes, I did get to hear the song, and man, every word that I told you when I heard it, I meant it. I mean, I really did. And I want to encourage everybody, myself, that when this comes out on New Year's Eve, to go and download it, and buy it, whatever. Just get it on your phone or your laptop or wherever, because when you listen to this, you're going to listen. It's going to be a song that you're going to listen to not only once, but but probably 1,000 times by the time the end of the day comes around, literally. It's amazing. And like he said, it's got a great story behind it. So you definitely need to go and download his song when it comes out on 31st. So I wanted to throw that out there because I encourage everybody to do it.
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome. So let's talk about Elvis now. So you've been on the show before. You've been on the show several times. And we've kind of touched base on, how you become an Elvis tribute artist and stuff like that. But we might have some viewers tonight that might not know anything about that, because we have a lot of new viewers that are tuning in tonight. And I do want to throw out there, if you're a new viewer and you've never watched our show before, please make a comment and let me know. I'd love to hear that from you. But go ahead, tell them a short summary of how you got into Elvis and all that cool stuff.
Okay, I'm going to talk fast because I want to get this story out there, but I also want to be very mindful of all of the fellas that are waiting in the wings, because they've got important stuff to talk about too.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to hearing what the other guys have to say tonight.
Right.
So a lot of folks out there that are diehard Elvis fans, and even some of the guys on here that are fellow ETAs, may know of a guy or have heard of a guy that came out in the late 70s who went by the name Orion. He was from Selma, Alabama. He also, his name was Jimmy Ellis. He wore a mask. He recorded for Sun Records. And back in the day, in the late 70s, early 80s, there was a lot of story around the book that was written about a fictional character named Orion. And folks believed for a while that Orion, Jimmy Ellis, was in fact Elvis. Well, of course, we know that was not the case. So that is where my Elvis connection started, because when I was just a small itty bitty boy, about 2 or 3 years old, my father worked with Jimmy Ellis, with Orion, and wrote some songs for Orion that were released on a couple of Sun Records albums. And as a kid, Jimmy used to come over to the house, and he would be there with my dad. They'd be sitting at the kitchen table. They'd be playing guitar, writing songs, goofing around, singing Elvis songs. And, I was so young. So my introduction to Elvis was through Orion, not directly Elvis himself. So it was really cool because I got to discover Elvis twice, in a sense. I discovered Elvis through Jimmy Ellis, Orion, and then realized through my father who Elvis really was, and then found out about my father's connection to Elvis with the song "It's Your Baby, You Rock It." So just all those things, man, that is really where my Elvis connection started as an admirer and a fan, was through Orion. And then going on a big discovery of Elvis as I got into my, 10, 11, 12 years old. And then by the time I hit my teens, man, I had been doing all of this practicing and singing Elvis, and my dad was just like, dude, you've got to do this. And so we went to Elvis Week in 1995. I think I was 14 or 15 years old. We went to Elvis Week in 1995, and they were having an open mic at the tent, at the old tent. And my dad said, you've got to get up there and sing a song for these people. And I said, there is absolutely no way. You can forget about it. It's not happening. And I was terribly shy about it. And my dad said, give me 10 minutes. If I can't get you on stage, then I'll drop it. I won't bug you about it. Man, there were so many people lined up, signing up to do open mic. I swear to you, you couldn't script it any better. He hadn't much more walked over there and walked back to where we were standing at the back of the tent, and they call my freaking name. And I'm just like, did you slip him money? Like, how did you get me on stage that fast? That was not supposed to happen.
Right.
So I got on stage, man, and I performed. And as you guys all know out there, if your first, so guys, just keep in mind, this was the first true Elvis performance I had ever done in my life. And it was at an open mic at the tent during Elvis Week, before the candlelight vigil. So 15-year-old kid, I get up, I do that, and then all these people stand up and applaud for me. And I didn't know if it was out of kindness, if it was just because they do it for everyone. I didn't know if I had done something good or special in some way. All I knew was that, and you guys know this too, I just knew that feeling that I got after singing that song told me that that's something I wanted to continue to do. And man, you know, my mother's a hairstylist here in Nashville. So growing up through the years, her clients, Joe Gershow, she cut his hair. What little hair he had, but she cut his hair. She cut his hair, and I got to sit and talk to him as a teenager and hear firsthand stories from Joe Gershow. And then Mark James, you know, who wrote Moody Blues, Suspicious Minds, Raised on Rock, co-writer on You Were Always on My Mind. My mother, she just cut his hair 2 weeks ago. I mean, still, like, he's still involved in my life, and I get to talk to these guys and have these conversations and hear these stories. Mark took me in the studio when I was in my 20s, man, and played me the original demo version of Suspicious Minds. And it just, all of these, I have such a passion and connection to Elvis. We all would argue that we're the biggest Elvis fan in the world, or that no one could love the man more than I do. I won't have that argument, because I don't think it's even possible to win that. All I can tell you is that me performing Elvis, me singing Elvis when I step on stage, whether there's 5 people or there's 500 people, every bit of that means something in here beyond what I can express with words. I am just connected to the guy. That's all I can say. His music, everything about it. He was imperfect, as we all are, and I don't put him on a pedestal in that regard. I just think he's the greatest entertainer and the best vocalist of all time. And until I can no longer sing, I'm going to go out there and try my absolute best to pay tribute to him. Right.
Absolutely. That's well said. That's well said, my friend. Well, a lot of people's commenting, talking about what you mentioned about Orion, that they've watched a documentary or something about Orion. Yes. They're commenting that. And so, and somebody, you mentioned a song, Raised on Rock, and somebody said, I love Raised on Rock. So
yeah, man, no one, and no one ever does that song. No one ever does that song.
Right. But, so here, you know, we're talking about Elvis. We had a conversation, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. We were talking about Elvis. We were talking about, your new song. We were talking about your band. So here's a question that I want to ask, and I think you've answered this for me before, but many people may not know this. But this guy is a killer harmonica player. He is literally, to me, the best in the world, literally. So how did you get into playing harmonica? Or in other words, you don't see many people playing harmonica. Normally guitar, piano is the basic instrument.
So look, man, the musical, anyone in my family that is musically inclined got it from my father. Very obviously. My mother would tell you, you do not want to hear her sing. My brother, my younger brother, he inherited my father's songwriting ability far more than I did. My brother can do anything in songwriting, and also he's one of those guys that can pick up any instrument and learn it by ear. Never take a lesson, teach himself by ear. What I figured out, man, over the years, especially during that time when I told you I was playing with my band, we were doing a lot of original music. We started doing a lot of blues music. So what I started to notice was, no matter how much time and effort I put into the guitar was not a natural instrument to me. I can sit down right now, play you some songs on the guitar. I have a collection of 3 or 4, and I play them. Especially if I'm hammering out a song or something that I'm working on, but I'm not a guitar player. It's work. It is work for me to play guitar really well. And then one day, man, I was probably about 17, 18 years old, sat down one day behind the drum kit at band rehearsal, and the guys started noodling around on a song, and I picked up the sticks. And it was crazy. It was an instant, like, right on time, right on beat, as if someone had taught me how to play drums, and I just picked it up and instantly knew how to play drums. It was like I knew how to play drums without ever trying, better than I did guitar, and I'd been trying to play guitar for 10 years.
Right.
And then what happened was I discovered a couple of artists out there. One in particular, a guy from Texas named Delbert Mcclinton. And I discovered Delbert Mcclinton and loved his voice and loved the vibe and the feel of his Texas blues music. And then I started hearing all this harmonica. And I was like, oh, dude, this is too cool. And
Right.
so, man, I went and I bought a harmonica in the key of C. And I came home and started playing Delbert Mcclinton and quickly realized, because I knew nothing about it, that harmonicas, you can't just get a C harmonica and play any song on it. You got to play a song where it fits within the chord structure. And in a song, if you've got a song that's, let's say the chord progression is E, A, B, well, you think of the first chord being E, being the chord, the key that you would play on harmonica, but in fact you play the second chord in that structure. So for a song that's an E, A, B, you're playing an A harmonica. So I had to find a song that was like G, C, and D. And I don't remember what song it was, but I had a C harmonica and I started playing, and it was just like the drums, man. It was like within a couple of hours, I started playing this instrument. And to your point, started doing it in band rehearsal a little bit. And then guys in the band started encouraging me because of the comment that you just made. They were like, dude, nobody plays the harmonica that much, man. And it would add to the band, you know, and if you're comfortable doing it. And that's how it was born, man. It started out by me just hearing it, thinking it was cool, buying one, realizing I could halfway play it right off the bat, and then putting a little more time and energy into it. And it just kind of became my instrument of choice. So, and it's fun because I can even sit around on a cold, rainy day or whatever and just whip out the harmonica and just play and just create music that way. So, but I appreciate you asking me about that, man. Not a lot of people do ask me about it, but I appreciate that.
Well, a lot of people's agreeing with me that you are the best. I'll tell you that. So a lot of people's agreeing.
I appreciate that, but there are guys like Delbert Mcclinton who I figure Delbert's in his 70s now. I won't be as good as Delbert when I'm 70. There's no way.
Oh man. So here's something just kind of briefly, mention here, and you can throw this out there, but 2021's around the corner.
Yeah.
What you got coming up? What's going on? Maybe some folks that are watching right now live in your area that might want to come out and check you out. Yeah. So is there anything coming on really soon, or is everything kind of slow like mine is?
I think we're all going to have that same answer. I think everyone's got some things they're looking forward to and they're feeling positive about for 2021.
Right.
I've had a few things in 2020 that came up during quarantine. I did a social distance wedding reception, which was different. But, it was fun nonetheless, but it was a wedding at someone's home outdoors, socially distanced. And I did an Elvis show, basically in their driveway. So it was away from everybody. It was odd, but it was a gig, man. And it was me singing Elvis and paying tribute and making people happy. So it didn't matter to me what the setting was. I was doing what I love to do. Right. I've had a few things like that. We've all been a part of some virtual events. Did one last week. 2 weeks ago, I did a virtual event, a little Christmas thing. That was a lot of fun to do for the Buckeye Elvis group. Correct. And of course, a few contests in 2020, but 21, man, I just confirmed right before we went. As a matter of fact, I was typing so fast because I knew you were about to go to me, and I was on my other phone. I just confirmed that I do have a gig on January the 8th on Elvis's birthday. I'll be in Franklin, Kentucky.
Right.
Franklin, Kentucky is right on the Tennessee state line. I will be there. The name of the overall facility is Kentucky Downs. It's a horse track. But there on that property, there is a large casino that has now just been renamed this year, the Mint. So I'll be performing on January the 8th, 2021, Elvis's birthday at 3 p.m. In Franklin, Kentucky, at the Mint. located at Kentucky Downs. So
Nice.
that is exciting because I didn't think that was going to happen, and it just sort of did all of a sudden today. So that's so new and hot off the press that there's nothing on my page about it because it just happened before we went live.
It's an exclusive only on Weekly Chat.
Literally, the guy sent me a message to confirm with me that we were good to go right before you came to me. So
right,
that's going on. I've been talking to a venue up in Ohio that I did a show. I did a show there a couple of weeks ago up in Germantown, Ohio. I've been talking to them about maybe doing an event coming up in April. I am holding out hope that there are some competitions this year, some festivals, something that I can be a part of, man. I really enjoyed myself last year before everything kind of came to a halt. You know, I'll say this. Here's one of the reasons. Here's one of the reasons why not very many people know about my harmonica playing, because Brooke hasn't been a part of any of these after parties thus far, where he can join in on jamming a little bit. So I'm looking forward to some of those opportunities, man. It's just for me, man. It's just fun, laid back, relaxed, chilled. You know me well enough to know I'm not an uptight person. I'm pretty laid back, and I just enjoy any opportunity to sing Elvis music.
Right, man. I'll tell you. You know, I honestly feel that 2021 is gonna, it's gonna start slow, but it's gonna get better for us. And it's so funny because I think I need to get all of us, the same 4 or 5 guys that's on here on live streams together, because the minute before I got you on, I got a text message about a show for January the 9th.
Right?
Yeah, we all get shows. I don't know. Right. We need to just speak to us guys.
If the rest of the guys can come on and confirm that they just landed a gig while they were listening to us talk, then I think what needs to happen is we need to all come back every week and just keep doing it.
Same old. I agree. And also, I want to just throw this out there just for a little tease, but before I let you go here in a second, but there's a possibility that Brooke and I could be doing something really big in Ohio coming next year too. So yeah, y'all stay tuned for that. Who knows? Who knows?
We definitely hope that one comes to fruition. But
I hope so.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I think the most important thing to do is to look forward to 2021 with a positive attitude.
That's right.
And beyond that, man, I mean, things will happen as they may.
Right. Well, man, I'm going to do one more question for you because I see a lot of comments here. Everybody's loving your interesting background stories and stuff like that. So this question just popped in my head. This, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to say this, since Brooke's been on the show several times and I've done interviews with him. This is the first ever time on Weekly Chats with Austin that I do not have a list of interview questions. This is just coming by what I see you guys comment and off the top of my head. So there's no telling what I might ask. So anyway, they're loving the interesting stories. So here's I think this puts the icing on the cake right here.
Okay.
To you, and to me and all the guys that are watching, Elvis Presley is like, he's our hero, right?
Yeah.
So for you, going out, performing, being an Elvis tribute artist and stuff like that, what to you is the most favorite part about it? Of going out and being able to stand on a stage and pay tribute to a legend that is like our hero and our best friend. I mean, what is it like for you?
So my favorite part, man, I could really go a couple of different ways with this, because there are a couple of specific things that happen for putting on an Elvis show that are kind of moments in those events. One of those being, and I think I said this once before, if you're a guy that does the jumpsuit shows and performs the 70s era, there's something about typically sometimes it's a scarf, but usually one of the last things that you kind of put on before you go out on stage is the belt. And I don't know what it is about that, man, but it's just like you're standing there, you're ready, you're waiting, there's the anticipation, and then you kind of put that belt on It's kind of like when you strap into a race car. As soon as you fasten the belts, it's like it's time to go, right?
That's it. That's it.
And there's something about just putting the belt on and walking out the door. It's that anticipation, that build up in that moment. And then you step on that stage and I know this may sound really phony, but I promise you it's real. I don't carry an ego with me. Never have and never will. And if I do, there are plenty of people that have already told me they would kick my butt. Yeah. It's a moment when you step out on stage, especially at big events. Like let's use Tupelo as an example, because it's such a big, beautiful, amazing venue. When you walk out and you clear that curtain and you step on the stage and you hear the response from the crowd, I never hear that response and think about that response to me.
Right.
I think about that as a response to Elvis, and to imagine if you multiplied and amplified that by 10,000, that Elvis got to walk out on stage and hear that every single night.
Sure did.
And it's so cool because you think, oh my gosh, the crowd was so loud and thunderous. And then you realize, no, not compared to the crowd that awaited Elvis when he stepped on stage. I mean, you're just getting a sample. Man, just singing his songs and seeing the appreciation from the crowd. There is nothing better, and we all can agree with this. There's nothing better than knowing you have a fan base, that you have people that show up because they want to hear you or see you sing. But it goes so far beyond that. It's when you look out in the crowd and you see those people that are they're not there to see Brooke or to see Austin. They're there to hear anybody that's going to get up and sing Elvis. They're there for a different reason. And those are the people that I really, really have a special appreciation for, and that I enjoy singing to the most. Those people that are there with no preconceived notions, they're Elvis fans. They're maybe hearing you for the very first time, and that is the coolest part, I think, overall.
Yeah, that's true. That's well said, my friend. It really is. I'll tell you what. Well, man, look, it's been awesome having you on here. And look, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to let him go off this easily. Trust me, because you got to hang in here and watch the entire show, because all these guys are going to come on one at a time, and then I'm bringing them all back on for one final finale. You got to end. Look, this is the last episode for Weekly Chats with Austin for this year, so you got to end it with a bang. Am I right, man? You got to end it with a bang. So I have something really
Christmas tree on fire.
No, please don't. So I have something really awesome and creative ready for these guys and ready for you guys too. So you want to stick around for the entire show, trust me. But Brooke, man, thank you. Everybody enjoyed your stories. They're all telling you hello and they miss you and love you, and they hope to see you soon. So I will get you back on in just a few.
All right. And most importantly, thank you to everyone. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Everyone continue to take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you around the bend. Thanks. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
We'll get you back on in just a few.
Thank you, bud.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Brooke Wright, man. Great guy, great Elvis tribute artist, best harmonica player. I'll just say that over and over. And just a great guy all around. So, well, I want to say just really quick, I've seen a few donations coming in from you guys that are sending donations. I've seen it come through on my phone here. That's what I keep swiping. So thank you guys so much for that. It really means a lot. So thank you. And I want to say hello to some new people that are tuning in. We have Miss Ann Revere. We have Jessica Rogers. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Helen from Ontario, Canada. I hope you're doing well. Who else we have right here that's tuning in? Cindy Dunn. Hello. How are you? Trish Johnson, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate that very, very much. Please continue to share this video with your friends, all that awesome stuff. I greatly appreciate that very, very much if you would do so. Well, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a short commercial break. And when I come back, the one and only Mr. David Lee is going to be joining us live right here on Weekly Chats with Austin. So don't change that channel. We'll be right back with Weekly Chats with Austin.
Hey everybody, I'm Austin Irby.
And I'm David Lee.
And we want to tell you about our New Year's Eve show. We just finished the Big Elvis show, so we're decked out. New Year's Eve, I'm going to be doing Conway Twitty for you. New Year's Eve with this young man who's going to be doing a big variety show. Tell them who else is joining us, Austin.
First off, I'm super excited to have Mr. David Lee a part of it. We're going to have a lot of fun. If you do not have your tickets, you definitely need to get them right now. But not only am I going to be there and David, we're going to have Miss Tara Kay doing Reba that's going to be there.
I hear she's pretty good.
Oh, man, she's fabulous.
And she's very pretty.
Oh, yes,
very
absolutely. And also my great friend who's been singing with me for years, Mr. Dwight Bozeman with some Motown. So you're going to hear James Brown and Little Richard from him. And this is going to be a lot of fun. So you need to go get your tickets right now at AustinIrbyEntertainment.com. And the rest is history. That's all they need to do, right?
That's all they need to do. Yeah. It's going to be just what a New Year's Eve show should be. A great fun time with a lot of variety. We're going to ring in the new year and everybody's ready for that new year.
Absolutely.
But there is one thing. I think we messed up. I'm actually David Lee.
And I'm Austin.
I think you're Austin. But I think you guys knew that already, didn't you?
Absolutely.
We love you. God bless you. Hope to see you New Year's Eve. Come see us.
Take care. God bless. What better way to get David Lee on the show by doing a video of him and I together as a commercial? Why not? So you guys need to make your plans right now to come out and see us on New Year's Eve right here in my hometown of Honey Pat, South Carolina. And we're going to talk about that right now. Let's go ahead and get him on the screen right this second. The one and only, put some hearts on the screen for Mr. David Lee. Let's get him on the screen. David? Oh, you changed on me.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Austin, I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole.
Oh, my God.
Hey, everybody.
What's
It's
up?
your buddy David Lee.
Oh, man. How's it going?
Man, everything's chicken but his bill, and that's chicken steel, Austin.
I just saw you like 4 days ago, 3 days ago.
It wasn't very long, brother, but it was a lot warmer where we were than, look, I got a bog on. It's cold up here in Alabama, son.
When it was like 80 degrees when we left Florida.
It was 80 degrees, beautiful, great place there too, by the way. River Ranch, EP's weekend next year. Go ahead and make your plans. Our boy Cody's knocking it out of the park.
He
doing
is
great shows, great things in the name of Elvis Presley. It's fantastic.
right.
I'm going to be part of it. Great to see you, my friend. It had been a while since I've seen you. It's fantastic to see you. And Merry Christmas to you. And you were mentioning about shows and things, and he was talking about confirming shows. I actually had a show that was going to take place on January the 8th at Kentucky Downs, but something happened with that show. I don't know what happened with that. I'm waiting to hear back from him. So maybe,
I think somebody
look at my Christmas lights. All the guys I went all out with the Christmas lights. I mean, look, I got my Christmas pillow. I got a Christmas tree. Look at this, man. Merry Christmas, baby. It's Christmas time, Austin.
Christmas time, man. I'm ready. Christmas is just around the corner.
This is the truth. It's the most wonderful time of the year. The mood is fantastic this time of year. We know how this year's been. We're not going to talk about that. But the mood of Christmas. I've still got a baby girl in my mind. She's still 3 years old, even though she's really 21 and about to graduate from college. But she's still a baby. And as far as I know, she still believes in Santa Claus. So we're not going to tell her anything different.
That's right. Amen to that. That's true. So, hey, look, man, we got something really exciting coming up in just a few weeks that I am like stoked for. Are you?
I am fired up for it. Anytime. Of course, Elvis is my absolute favorite. Always has been, always will be. But anytime I get a chance to perform as Conway Twitty, I get excited. It's fun. It's new to me. I'm still trying to master that craft. And I've said several times that, in the Elvis world, to prove who you are, a lot of times you have to go get in the competitions and kind of make a name for yourself. That's not an option for the Conway thing. There's no Conway competitions. So I just have to get out there and do it the old-fashioned way by doing shows and meeting people and get my name out there, because I want to be the best Conway tribute in the world. That's my goal. Anything I do,
to me, you are
the best at it. Well, and you told me that, and I appreciate that. So
yes,
that's very nice of you to say.
I'm gonna put the flyer here up on the screen, and everybody can still hear us. But I want to tell you guys to come out and buy your tickets. Go get them right now. You can get them right now at AustinIrbyEntertainment.com. You can click on the ticket tab and buy your tickets. Full 3-hour show. Myself, David doing Conway. Dwight's going to be doing some Motown. Miss Tara Kay is going to be doing Reba. They definitely need to be there. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a great show, and Listen, if it was only my wife in the show, it would be worth going to see. As far as I'm concerned, she's the greatest. She's beautiful. She's a great singer. And to be honest with you, I'm going to tell her a little bit. She hasn't been doing very many shows, Austin. I mean, the lady has been home for like 6 months, and she just hasn't been doing many shows. She's been doing a lot of other stuff, but not many shows. So I'm looking forward to putting her back to work. You know, I always tell her, you go to work for a change. You know? She's been keeping me busy. All things considered, we've stayed pretty busy. God has taken care of us. He always does. He never lets us down one time, and we couldn't be more happy.
That's right. That's awesome. That is great. So, ladies and gentlemen, go right now, buy your tickets. New Year's Eve. Who wouldn't want to celebrate New Year's Eve with us for? Who wouldn't want to?
New Year's Eve is such a fun time anyway. People like to be. Tara always says, whatever you do on New Year's Eve, that means you'll be doing it all year long.
That's right.
So I plan on kissing her or you or both of y'all maybe just right at midnight. I don't know. So just spreading the cheer. But, come celebrate New Year's Eve with us. It'll be a fun time. I'm looking forward to seeing your buddy Dwight. I haven't seen him. I know of him, but I haven't seen him. And who doesn't like Motown music? It's some of the best there is for sure.
It is. And he's super excited to meet you guys as well. And I've kind of talked about it. And I said, dude, you're going to love him. I said, so when you meet him, you're going to feel like you've known him your entire life.
I'm the best. It's hard not to like me. Literally, I'm almost perfect. It's hard, nobody can hang on my stuff, Austin.
No. That's good.
I can't even keep a straight face, but everybody knows I'm a big cut up, man. So hello everybody out there that's watching. I don't know who all I know that's watching, but I know some of you, and hello to everybody. Look, I got my Elvis shirt on. It's weird when you're talking to someone, you see I got you on the phone here on my little tripod, then on my TV. This is the most David Lee I've ever seen, so I don't know how to act.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I know, especially with this angle. I'm sitting in my chair like I'm 90 years old and just like grandpa, just sitting there watching some TV or something. So.
Oh man. Well, look, let's talk more about you for a few minutes here. Okay. I've never had you on the show before. This is the first time. Thank you for coming on. Thank you so much for coming on. And so let's talk about the main question that everybody likes to know. How did you get into Elvis? What made you become a tribute artist? What's the story behind that?
Well, don't you have like 2 other guys on the show?
I do, but it's okay. We got all the time.
I'll give you just the condensed version. We were going through some pictures. We found some. Actually, for those of you who don't know, in the world that we used to live in, you actually took a camera and took a picture and you developed it, and then you just had like 25 pictures in a stack, and every so often you'd bring those out. Those days are gone. Everything's on your phone and all that, but. We were cleaning out my closet yesterday, going through some clothes, and in the bottom of a box, we found like 20 packages of pictures. And in those pictures was some of my first shows I ever done. And you're talking about a humbling experience to look back at yourself where you started from. But in those pictures, there was a guy getting an autograph from me. It shows me signing an autograph, and here's this guy standing there. To the average person, it just looks like a guy getting an autograph. But the guy was actually Kevin Muir, who is a close friend of mine that I worked with many, many years ago. We worked in retail together, and I didn't really know him at the time. And so one day we decided to go to lunch together. And when I got in the car, he had Elvis playing. So, of course, all the way to wherever we went to eat. And then we ate, got back in the car, Elvis playing. So I got out. So the next day, I had a good time. So the next day we went to lunch again, Elvis playing. So after about a week of that, I said, is Elvis all you listen to? And he said, what's wrong with that? Oh, hey, I said, nothing's wrong with it. I've just never met anybody that only listened to one person. When I grew up, my dad listened to Jim Reeves and Three Dog Night and the Beatles and Elvis, everybody. So I was only exposed to just, when you're a young kid, you just hear what your parents hear, basically. That's just the way it works. Yeah. And so I didn't know much about Elvis. I knew Hound Dog and some of the basic songs. But, man, as that week wore on and we become closer friends, and I started going more and more with him. And, we ended up, of course, as time went on, we went on trips to Tupelo, Memphis, and we just get a spur of the moment. We'd go to Montgomery, Alabama, just to try to find Elvis records or CDs or something.
Right.
But as time went on, man, those songs I would hear, It's Midnight or If I Can Dream or whatever that that you hadn't heard previously that you didn't know about, and man, I was blown away, and I just couldn't. I was like a sponge. I couldn't hear it enough. I couldn't find out enough about Elvis, and to find out that you like the music is great, but to find out the kind of person Elvis was and how giving he was. And this is one of the greatest things. I tell this all the time. This was never known while Elvis was alive. But after he passed, it was found out that every year he would give $50,000 to local charities in Memphis and didn't want to be recognized for it. Now, if if a hurricane hits and somebody gives $1 million, they want to be on TV and so-and-so's helping the thing. Giving this from the heart, where you don't really want to be recognized. You just want to do it because it's the right thing to do. So I found that to be a great character for him to learn that about him. And I was just blown away with Elvis and just his talent. It's just hard to believe one person could be that good. But anyway, so this guy, we became good friends. And so slowly but surely, I started collecting everything Elvis you could get. I mean, if I already had it, it didn't matter. I bought it again. I've got, to this day, I've got over 1,000 Elvis 8-tracks. I've got thousands and thousands of Elvis records. I've got dolls and plates. And matter of fact, I gave Tara, you was there in Florida, I gave Tara like 20 plastic totes full of Elvis stuff that I either had 2 or 3 of, or stuff I just simply have no place to display stuff. And so she was actually selling on some other Elvis fans, spreading the Elvis love out there. But I love Elvis. And so eventually, as you listen to Elvis, you just kind of soak it in. And one day I don't even remember, I was singing somewhere and I won a contest. It was a karaoke contest. I didn't even know what karaoke was. A friend of mine came by my house and said, let's go to a karaoke contest. And I said, well, what is that? He said, that's where you sing. And, they put the words on the screen. I told Tara, that sounds like fun. I don't even think Tara was old enough to get in the place. So we went and got in. And as the night went on, of course, I had loved Elvis. I never planned on singing. And my buddy was a singer. And so he was going to try to win the contest. And I sang Burning Love in the contest, and I won the contest. I was just having a good time. And that night, people was like, man, you sound like Elvis. Well, of course, as they say, his history has it, everywhere I would go, it was, they started knowing me for Elvis. And so locally, I developed a reputation of Elvis, of doing Elvis, of singing Elvis. So, of course, that led to getting the costume, which I would never show those pictures, Austin. Some of my first costumes, oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah, now you can jump on the internet and get you a $3,000 costume and a $1,500 wig and a $400 pair of boots and all the jewelry you want, everything. But back when I started, brother, this is my 25th year. Austin, you were just, you wasn't even around, man.
Oh.
What do you have to say for yourself, you child? But, in those days, it was hard to get a hold of things. So, I had a jumpsuit with like planets and stars and bunnies and hearts and everything on it,
Wow.
But I loved Elvis, and I wouldn't let anything deter me or stop me from doing that. And it's just like any dream. You got to believe in yourself. You got to keep going. I don't know if you heard when we were in Florida, I was telling a story of me singing Unchained Melody. That was my top 2 favorite Elvis songs. Of course, there's another song I like. It's called Promised Land. I don't know if did you know that, Austin?
I don't think I knew that.
Nobody knows that about me. We found a picture of a shirt that Tara was holding up and said, "Welcome to the Promised Land." And it was back in like 2000 or something. So it's been my favorite time. But anyway, Unchained Melody, I was practicing at home with a remote control. I didn't even have a microphone. I was practicing with a remote control in my hand, singing Unchained Melody to like the Righteous Brothers version. And Tara said, "Oh, please promise me you'll never sing that in public." Well, you got to believe in yourself. And so lo and behold, when I won the Ultimate in 2015 and the Images of the King, which is kind of forgotten in today's world, in 2004, that was a big contest then. There was no Ultimate then. Both times I sing Unchained Melody. So I'm very proud of that. Very, very proud of that.
That's awesome.
Not the Righteous Brothers version. No,
not the right.
The regular version. I mean, why do 2 parts? And why show off? But
yeah, that's true.
Well, let me add one last thing in there to that story. When me and my buddy Kevin, the guy that got me started, that was where this question started. We were at a thrift store one day, and it must have been a cheerleading sign or something like that. But somebody had made a sign like out of poster board and cut the letters out, and it was laminated, and it said "Simply Amazing." And so we were going down through the aisles looking for Elvis stuff, of course, and I seen that sign, and so I picked that sign up, and I said, "Wouldn't it be cool?" Now, at this point, I'd never competed in any big competitions at all. I said, oh my gosh, Tara I didn't know she was doing this.
Oh, wow.
She saved the sign. Okay,
wow.
Look, she spoiled my story. But anyway, so I seen this sign, and I said, man, wouldn't it be cool if I ever won the world championship and somebody held that sign up? I don't know if you can see it. I can't hardly hold it the right way.
Right.
Anyway, I said, wouldn't it be cool if I was ever to win the world championship and hold that sign up? And of course, we kind of laughed. I mean, it was a virtual unknown person in the Elvis world, and nobody knew who I was.
Right.
So years later, when I did win, I had bought. I'm about to tear up right now, man. It means that much to me. It really does. I had bought this sign and just stowed it away. And Kevin and my wife Tara bought this sign in Memphis.
Right.
They held this sign for the whole audience, and it just meant so much to me that they thought they remembered what my dream was. Because along the way, you forget your dream sometimes. Trying to achieve your dream, you miss the forest for the trees. And look, here's the sign. I found it a few years ago in my garage, tucked away. I brought it in the house and gave it to her, and here it is. I mean, in my living room. I got problems, Austin. So it really is.
No. That is awesome. That is awesome.
I told Tara today, and this is God's honest truth. And I don't mean anything negative towards any entertainer, any guy. I would never do that. But a friend of mine, his father passed away, and we were talking about, my friend delivered the eulogy, and this was just last week. And I said, man, he did a great job. He really did. You have to get up and talk about your father. He's gone. You're hurting. And so I don't remember what was said, but I told her, I said, well, when I die, she said, oh, it doesn't have to be a full auditorium. I said, nah, in today's world, everybody's busy. I mean, I know they mean well, but last week, Charlie Pride died. Oh, it's terrible. Oh my God, he's my favorite. The very next day, you didn't hear nothing else about Charlie Pride. The world's so busy, people get forgotten very easy.
Right.
But people mean the most to me. And I want people to know that. When my time is done, whether, just performing or if I kick the bucket tomorrow, they know who they are. These fans that come to these shows, they spend their money. They spend money they probably shouldn't be spending to come see us all. You know it, and I know it. But speaking of that, please come to New Year's Eve. One more plug for New Year's Eve. Thank you. The fans mean the most to me. The relationships with the people that you make over the years. I have made friends with people from places I would have never dreamed I would ever even got to travel to, all because of Elvis Presley. I've met some great people, and every chance I get, I want them to know how much I think of them. And they're the reason I do this now.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I'm with you on that.
You have any more questions, or I answer everything from A to Z? Thank you.
No. I have more questions, but I do want to say that is pinpoint perfect right there, because for me, I agree exactly what you just said, that if it was not for these fans and these folks that are watching right now, we wouldn't be able to do what we love to do, and it's all because of them. And sometimes we might not say thank you enough, but in our hearts, you have no clue how many times we say thank you. I mean, right now, think about it with the way 2020 has been, and everybody's financials and it's not as big as what they was. And you guys, you take time and we'll do these live streams or something, and you'll send a donation. You have no clue how much that means to us, because you don't have to do it, but you just, I guess by my understanding, you love us that much, and we love you guys. So I'm with you 100% on that right there with what you just said, for sure.
Well, and basically they need to get a life is what it boils down to. They have more problems than we do. No. It literally, you know it well as I do. I'm sure it's happened to you. You'll be at a show or you'll be at a festival, and somebody will come up to you and say, man, I'm telling you, I mean, you're my favorite, or you're the best, or your voice is the best, or whatever it is. And it just really sinks in. And of course they probably don't realize it means as much. So it just means the world to us, because we're all trying to copy a guy who is uncopyable. Elvis Presley, man, he's one and done. I mean, there is nobody else. Nobody ever come along. The way the world is now, it just wouldn't allow it. Elvis came along at the right time with the right stuff, and that's what we're all aspire to pay tribute to.
That's right.
I'll be doggone if I've ever walked off the stage one time and said, man, that was perfect, I nailed it. Yep. No, you always go, man, I could have done better on this. I wish I'd have moved better here, or my hair was not brushed right, or whatever. I should have said this different. But I always equivalent it to like playing pool. If you could play pool and make every shot every time, it would be boring.
Yeah.
So if we could all just get Elvis down pat just like that, it wouldn't be fun anymore. So the fun is trying to get better. And here I am 25 years later. I'm getting much older. Look, that kind of looks like my cousin.
Yeah, true. It does.
Howdy. Oh,
we're going to get into that in a minute. We are. I want to pinpoint this because you mentioned this a while ago, but the Ultimate. You won the Ultimate in 2015. Man,
say that one more time.
You won the Ultimate in 2015, right?
That's what I thought you said. Say it one more time.
You won the Ultimate in 2015. Let me type it out and I can put it on the screen.
Yeah, put it on the screen real big. Hold on, let me get this. I have this sign that says "Simply Amazing." Oh,
yeah. So a lot of people that are watching this, they know that you won that title. And for those of you who don't know what that means, Ultimate Elvis Championship, it is the top in the Elvis world. I mean, that is everybody's goal. Once you win that, you're the best.
I can only imagine as they stare and look at me now in my grandpa chair with my Christmas Story toboggan on, or my Christmas Vacation toboggan on, my Elvis shirt on. I can imagine what they're thinking. Yeah, this guy won, right? Yeah, okay, sure, yeah. Now that literally, I'm telling you, I worked very hard to try to win that contest, and it was like trying to win the lottery. There's a lot of talented guys that, year in and year out. Some make it, some don't. You just got to weather the storm and just hope that God wants you to do that. If it's meant to be, my mom used to always tell me, when you win, that's great, and when you don't worry about it. When it's your turn, God will line everything up for you. And so, quite literally, when I didn't win, when I didn't place or whatever in any of these contests, the one sitting over here off camera that you can't see would get a lot more upset than I would, because I just went, it's just the way it goes sometimes. Hey, maybe I had a one song shot in the Ultimate, and the only person that had feedback on the whole night was me, and people's like, I couldn't hear his voice. That's just the way it goes. That's part of that's just the way things roll. But when you're on that stage, I got a picture of it here in my living room. Very first thing I did was reach up to the sky and thank the man who got me there.
That's right.
And then you realize as you're going through that contest, you're like, I've competed all over against a lot of great guys, but you look over, let's say you're in the top 15 or whatever, whatever the first cut is. You're like, man, there's a guy from Japan in here. That's cool. Oh, look, here's a guy from Belgium. Wow, the guy next to me is from Canada. You're like, hey, this ain't just a Southern thing, man. This isn't just, this isn't the competition down to VFW anymore. This is the big dance. This is the real deal. And to just have a shot at winning that thing, just to make the top 10 in the Ultimate is an accomplishment. It really is. So for all those guys who might have made it one year, or, and then the next year you didn't, don't give up. If it's your dream, keep after it. You know what I mean? You can get there. And if you don't, give the fans what they want. They want Elvis. Give it to them. Let the scores fall where they may, and don't worry about it. Just do your best, and that's all you can do.
That's true.
I'm kind of talking to you, Austin.
I put it at the. Oh, you're talking to me. Okay. Yeah,
Look at there, man.
I put it at the bottom of the screen.
You don't have to do that. Can you make it bigger?
I wish I could, but I can't.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Let me say something else. We've been talking about Elvis Presley. We've been talking about me, which, as far as I'm concerned, that's two great subjects right there.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Why you'd even mention anything else. But I want to say something about this guy. I met this guy a long time ago, and he was just a kid. The guy's name was Austin Irby. He was just a little guy. I think he had on like a chain or concho or something, and he was 12 years old. It might have been 15. He still acts 12 to this day, though. But he was in this competition, and he was a judge. And I literally remember saying to myself, man, his moves are better than mine right now, and he's a kid. My moves were terrible, though, so don't blow yourself up too big.
Okay, I was trying.
But I remember thinking, even at that age, I was like, man, he is great, even now. I was thinking of retiring even then, Austin. That's when we started years ago. But no, and you've come along, and that's great. Your talent's fantastic, and everybody knows that. But the people that don't know, and I feel sure most people that's on here know, this is one of the most classy, upright guys I've ever met. And I know, I feel almost like Ric Flair, and I know them all, man. I've been around them all the ones, let's just call it like it is. Not everybody is as bright and shiny as they appear. This guy is the real deal. He loves his mother, not afraid to post about it, not afraid to say it. He loves God, which is just even better, and it's hard to believe. It could be better than loving your mother, but it is, Austin.
It is.
He's not afraid to say it. He's always supportive of the other guys. No, if something good happens to me, he's always building me up even more. And not just me, with Cody and all the guys, everybody. And that's a real good quality to have, and not everybody's got that, man. So I'm lucky to know you. I'm lucky to call you a friend. And when we had our clam bake festival last year, which will happen again, we'll talk about that if I don't eat up all my time cutting up here. Tara hired every single person. It was her decision. But I said, I want one person for sure. If he'll come, I want you to ask Austin Irving. That was the first person that came out of my mouth. So, and then what happened? You didn't show up.
I'm sorry.
I mean, unbelievable, man. I mean, I went to bat for you, man.
But I'm coming this coming year.
Yeah, you had some. Yeah, hey, Mama was sick, and that's way more important than singing for sure. So now and that's a perfect example. You did the right thing, but you'll be back. You'll be back this year. So clam bake, man. We're gonna have a clam bake, baby.
I'm ready. Clam.
Mama baby loves clam bake.
I know.
You're one of the only guys. Last year, I told all the guys, make sure you know clam bake. Everybody was like scrambling, trying to learn it. I heard you sing in Florida, like you know it by heart, man.
I've known it for a long time. Okay.
You gotta love the movie songs of Elvis. People's like, oh, his movies were terrible. No, that's your opinion. I think they're great. I love Harem Scarum's her favorite movie. We watch it all the time. I like Tickle Me. I love Clam Bake, Speedway, Spin Out. I mean, I like all those. I love every Elvis movie. I like them all. I mean, they're just I enjoy them.
Me too. Me too. You know, it's like, you know, people, and I know people ask you this too. People ask me all the time, you know, what's your favorite Elvis movie? What's your favorite Elvis song? My answer always is all of them, because it literally is. That's the truth.
And they think it's a cop out, but it's the truth, because listen, last week we're going down to Florida, and you know, it's a 10-hour drive, and you put the Elvis radio on, and man, they'll crank one out that you hadn't heard in a while. It's almost like hearing a new song you never heard. You're like, yes. I like, you know what I like? I like, you never hear this. And of course, I heard Brooke say it a while ago, Raised on Rock. Nobody ever sings it. You never hear it, which is true. But there are some of us that sing it. Very few. Hey, 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 from the movie Clam Bake, where he's putting the goop on the thing, man. Hey, hey, hey. I love that song. Guess what? Nobody ever sings it. You never hear it.
No.
We all say that. Maybe we're the guys who should change that also. Maybe we should start.
Maybe. Do you know
a song? By the way, I have sung it.
Yes.
I did it at Bank last year, didn't I? Yeah.
Speaking of songs, there's one that has been stuck in my head for months, and I've talked about it here on the show, but it's the final song from It Happened at the World's Fair, where it's like, happy ending. I love that. I love
that too, man. That is just typical Elvis. I mean, if you're on a road trip, you know, back in the days where you had maybe even a cassette tape, you put that baby in, and that's one that's got to be on happy ending. You know, here's a song. I might have sung this song once in my entire life on stage, but I sing this song to myself. You know, I'm painting the house, or I'm cutting the grass, or I'm driving down the road, and I'll start singing, breathe, sing a happy song.
Yes.
Man, it just comes out of why that song, I don't know. I just love it. You know, certain songs, man, you just kind of, you know what that song is? Pocket Full of Rainbows. All of a sudden, she's coming Pocket Full of Rainbows. You know what I mean?
I love it.
Crazy. Elvis has got a way of getting in you, and it never gets out of you. So Elvis is like the mafia.
That's right.
The only way you can get away from this is to die.
That's right. That's right. That's true. That's true. So look, I want to mention the Clam Bake one more time, ladies and gentlemen that's watching this right now. You need to go and buy your tickets to come to the Clam Bake. Now, what website can they go to get those and find out more info?
I'm going to tell you, if it's okay, I'm going to tell you that, and then I'm going to tell you about all my shows coming up too. Can I just do that one thing? Would that be okay? Are you ready now?
I'm ready.
Okay, here I go. All right.
I will be performing Clam Bake on May 7 through 9, 2021. And tickets are on sale now at davidleerocks.com. I also have a show coming up January the 9th in Slidell, Louisiana. Tickets are available. davidleerocks.com for all ticket information. And we just added David Lee's Star Series Volume 4, featuring David Lee as Elvis and Nick Stice as Buddy Holly. That will be at the Trustful Civic Center January 31st. So check out davidleerocks.com. Again, davidleerocks.com.
Beautiful.
You need to get your feet checked, the mouth, and the something's wrong with your feet or something.
Well, here's the thing. I want to know how you changed. How did you change your voice? I got to know the trick.
Well, I've been taking those hormone things. So.
Oh my God! You should see the guys. They were cracking up there.
If you can't have fun, man, you're wasting everybody's time. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I could have said, I'm gonna be down there at that show on the 9th. Terry, where am I gonna be at? She knows everything. She books all of them. She handles. That's another thing, man. This lady does more stuff behind the scenes than I do it in front of the camera. I promise you. And she don't get a lot of credit for it. But I'll tell you one thing, Austin. She sure takes all the money. That's for sure. Somebody said the other day, said, well, you're smart. Well, you get, what, 50%, like the Colonel. I said, 50%? Hey, she gets 100%, man. I get nothing. But I never once in my life sang Elvis for money. Never. And I'm proud of that. Even if I'm at a show now, people's like, how much is your CDs? Let me get one of your CDs. Here's $20, whatever it is. Hey, man, over there, I don't do it for the money. When they hand you the big check at the Ultimate, $20,000. Of course, it's not real money. You can't cash it. I got it a month later in the mail. You get the real check. I was out of town, and Savannah called me and said, Daddy, you got a check in the mail for $20,000. I said, man, you might want to take a picture of that one. It probably ain't gonna happen very often. That check went to Savannah's college fund. She still got some of it. We gave our big sum to the church as our tithes, as we're supposed to do, and the rest went to Savannah. I didn't get one penny of it. I didn't want one. I didn't buy jumpsuits with it. I didn't buy a new Cadillac. I didn't buy anything. Gave it to her because one day when she's out of school and she's got that good job, Dr. Savannah Roseberry, might I add. I'm very proud of her. Very proud of her. She's going to buy me a 57 Chevrolet convertible. And I don't let her forget, because at times like this, I always remind her so she can hear it. So they say if you just tell somebody something enough, Austin, they'll eventually do it.
They'll eventually do it.
Chevrolet convertible.
That's true. Okay.
No, I'm not greedy. I mean, a convertible would be fine. I'd probably take a hard top, but I don't want to start lowering my standard.
Oh, man. Lord have mercy. Well, look, we got to get on this topic before I let you go. How did the Jeff Rowe thing come about? I got to know this story because I've never heard it.
Sure. We were going over to Helen, Georgia. I say we as meaning me and my crazy mentality. And on the way over, I went one day. Jeff brought me in as a surprise, kind of. He calls it his backup plan. And he said, well, he was going to do the Sundial set, and he wasn't sure. I don't remember if his suit wasn't there, if he wasn't sure if it fit. I don't remember exact circumstances. But I had the Sundial, and he said, man, if you could just be here just in case. And I said, well, sure, yeah. So it ended up working out for him, and he was able to do the show. But he said, why are you here, man? He said, nobody knows you're here. Let's surprise everybody. So I went out, total surprise, one song, we did Promised Land, and the place went crazy. It was great. And so Jeff was kind enough to have me back the next year. Well, the next year I went back, I was there for the whole festival, and I learned then they do costume nights. Each night's a theme night. Great. You're talking about fun, man. Fun. Helen, Georgia. It's going on, baby. You know what I'm talking about, Austin. You're there.
It is.
But, they have a Halloween night where you just dress up as anything you want. And maybe one night it's your favorite movie. Like this year is like the favorite movie from the 70s or whatever. But last year they had Hee Haw night was one night. So on the way over, I don't even remember what costume I had. But I said, man, I didn't really get the costume. So I stopped at a thrift store on the way over there. I just said, I can't go empty-handed. So I went to the thrift store. I was looking for something else, another costume. And as I walked by, I said, man, there's a pair of overalls. But golly, they're about 6 inches too short for me. I'm a tall fella. You didn't know. Yeah. I said, man, so I put them back. I said, that's too short for me. And then I got to think, I thought, well, no, that's exactly what I need. Hee Haw guy, I'd be barefooted with this. So I buy the overalls. Well, then I start putting this idea in my mind. And so I found this. Try to buy a straw hat. Try to buy a summer straw hat in Walmart in the winter. See how that works out for you. I found one hat like underneath the shelf in the ladies department that it got shuffled back. And I think it says like Summer Dreams or something on the back of it. Of course, nobody knows that. This is all inside information you get now, also. Right. Anyway, so it's, the straw hat. So I get there and it's Hee Haw night. All the other nights happen and come Hee Haw night. And so I'm just, everybody, when it's Woodstock night, everybody puts a peace sign on them and, hey, man, all that stuff. And it's great. Instant costume. So that's why I'm going to do that. So I put my overalls on, plaid shirt I had, the hat, and I blacked out one tooth. And, man, the minute I put that hat on, it was kind of like what Brooke said when you strap the belt on for Elvis. Right. I'm telling you what, I turned into a guy that I didn't even know existed in me. I live in Birmingham, Alabama.
I don't think none of us did.
Yeah. And I think that's probably what shocked people the most. But I live in a city of 1 million people. But within a 5-minute drive up the highway, you start seeing horses and stuff in the field here. So I've been around some country people in my life, but also I grew up watching Hee Haw. You know, there's several comedians that are real country based, and who can't laugh at an old country guy? You know what I mean? Everybody, it's almost like everybody can identify with this guy. But man, when I put that hat on, that bill got flipped. Oh, I got some Splenda in my pocket here. Can't never do without Splenda. Life is a me splendid thing. Oh. So you put that hat on, and all of a sudden, howdy, how y'all doing out there? Howdy. And lo and behold, the other guys were there and spurring me on, and they were easy pickings, man. I mean, you know, Jacob Roman, Cody Danos, Jeff Lewis. I mean, you can just pick these guys apart, man. And they can't say nothing about it because you're some toothless redneck guy. What are they going to say? But so that turned into a character, and literally Jeff Lewis was like, "Man, you got $1 million character there, man."
That's
I
right.
said, I went out in Helen this year and I did it, and so I said, "Hey, I think we're going to put Jethro to bed. Oh, cousin Jethro's going to go to bed." And everybody's like, "No, absolutely not." So I said, "Okay, we'll retire the Elvis act, and I'll stay with cousin Jethro." We're going to keep doing both as long as it makes people happy, just like anything. Right. As long as people enjoy it and there's a need for it, we're going to do it. Listen, the first thing when this pandemic hit and Tara lost her job, you lost all your shows, I lost all my shows, and everybody, there were some mean people on the internet. It was like, why don't you just get a regular job? Well, for 25 years, this has been my regular job. This has been my full-time job for almost 25 years. As my backup plan, we used to have a DJ service, and I thought, you know, in the old days, I thought, well, if I ever go south, I could DJ a wedding or something, make some money, support my family. Right. As my retirement plan, I have bought some houses. I live in the same neighborhood. I literally live in the same house since I was 3 months old. So I live in an older neighborhood. So some of the people have passed away. Some have moved away. So I've bought houses in my neighborhood as my retirement plan. So when I get older, that was going to be my plan. Of course, we own several of them now and they're rented out. So you think, well, I'll at least fall back on that. Well, a lot of those people that lived in those houses lost their job too. So all of a sudden you don't have a backup plan. You're like, oh, this is not good. Well, you can't go out and get a job because you're afraid to catch the stuff. You know, this was when it all first happened. And so I told Tara, I said, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, we need to do a Jethro video to lighten people's spirits. Everybody's just scared to death. And so I got a tractor. I don't own a bunch of land, but I got a little tractor. And so I put my get up on and got me a rake and got out there and tried to cheer people up and remind them who's in charge. It ain't us. It ain't a president. It's a man way up high. And lo and behold, here we sit, 8 months later. And like I told you a while ago, man, we hadn't missed a meal. We hadn't missed a bill. No. Tara's, I don't know if she's ever going to go back to work at this stage. She's kind of rooted in now, Austin. It's bad down here. Help me, man, please.
Oh my gosh, man.
Austin Irby, I took up too much of your time, man. I love you, brother.
No, man, you've been awesome, and everybody's loving it. They're enjoying it. They're enjoying it. But look, one more time before I let you go, I want to plug this New Year's Eve show that we're doing. And you see, when we get together, we have fun. So you guys need to buy your tickets right now. New Year's Eve, right here in my hometown of Honey Pass, South Carolina. Myself, David Lee, Dwight Bozeman, Tara Kay. It's going to be a night of fun. You need to buy your tickets, AustinIrbyEntertainment.com, and the rest is history. That's all you need to do.
That's right, baby. It's going to be fun, man. The best part is you never know what you're going to get with me. That's the best part.
Hey, I'm ready. I'm excited. Well, look, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you off the screen, but don't leave because I'm going to get you back on. I have something really exciting planned for everybody at the end, so it's going to be ready. So you got. Am
I going to have at least a couple seconds to bust on the other guys when we come back in there?
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. Looking forward to hearing them. I'm here enjoying the show.
All right, man. We will chat with you in just a few.
Love you, everybody. Merry Christmas. All right, man.
All right. David Lee, ladies and gentlemen, put some hearts, put some likes, put smiley faces, whatever on the screen for him, man. He's a great guy, great Elvis tribute artist, one of my bestest friends. Great guy. I love him to death. And his wonderful wife, Miss Tara. Love her too. Y'all got to come see us New Year's Eve. You got to come see us New Year's Eve because you're going to get all this fun that you just saw right now. So you need to buy your tickets and come see us. If you've already bought your ticket and you're watching this, pick up your phone right now, call your friend and say, hey, you need to come with me New Year's Eve, or send them a text, email, whatever. Tell them and come and join us. We're going to have a fun and safe time, and it's going to be great. So get your tickets and come and see us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has come time in the show where it is time for one of my favorite parts.
The question of the day.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the question of the day. And this week's question of the day is, what's your favorite Christmas memory? Your favorite Christmas memory. Right now, while we take a short commercial break, start commenting your answers to the question of the day. It's right there on the screen. What's your favorite Christmas memory? I will share mine. All the guys will share theirs a little later on when I get everybody on together. But go ahead. Your favorite Christmas memory. Start making those comments right now, and we'll be right back in a flash with Weekly Chats with Austin.
Traditions. Start with the basics. Gather together the finest ingredients. Fresh, South Carolina grown, of course. Add in some fun. Mix in someone's very special recipe. Stir in lots of love with a little help and advice. Add a pinch of anticipation. And top it off with the perfect meal. This is what memories are made of. Certified SC grown.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. If you're just now tuning in, it is time for the segment of the show for the question of the day. There it is right there on the screen. What's your favorite Christmas memory? We're going to start checking some of these comments as they come in slowly, and won't be able to get to all of them, but I will get to as many as possible. But please continue to commenting, and I love going back and reading your answers for the question of the day. So, all right, here we go. Favorite Christmas memory. Madonna says the excitement and anticipation. That's true. That's true. That is so true. Let's see. Barb says the Christmas when my kids were young, they made it so special. And Cindy says Christmas with my grandparents. Let's see who else we have here that's commented. Michelle says my son being small and the great Christmas breakfast after watching my only grandson on either side toddle out to see what Santa had left them. That is awesome. All right, let's get a couple more here. Darlene, going to church Christmas Eve was always special. Sandra, a white Christmas over a foot of snow. Wow, that is awesome. Awesome. Let's see who else we got here. There's Tarek right there. Favorite Christmas memory is helping my nanny and Papa decorate for the Christmas tree, the manger. Awesome. That is awesome. Great answers, ladies and gentlemen. Please continue to comment your answers, and I love going back and reading these, so please continue. Oh, we have one of my great friends watching right now. He's been a guest on our show before. He made his answer. Mr. Tyler Hunter, what's happening, my brother? I hope you're doing well. Awesome. That is awesome. Awesome answer there. That is great. Thank you guys so much for doing your answers. Hey, man, they're coming up like crazy. So thank you guys so much. Please continue to answer. I would greatly appreciate that very, very much. So without further ado, I don't know if we still have him with us. I lost the connection earlier, but we're going to see if we can get him on the screen right now. But my next guest is the one and only Mr. Cliff Wright. He is a great Elvis tribute artist. He does Johnny Cash. He does 1,000 things, but he's just so talented. Can play a guitar. He's just incredible. So let's see if we can get him on the screen right now. Cliff, are you with me?
I am here.
I have no photo of you. Wait, something's coming. Not yet. At least I can hear you.
Let me
Okay. We're going to let him reboot the system, and then he's going to come back. It's technology, ladies and gentlemen. What can you do? You know, it's crazy. What can you do? Thank you all again for commenting. All right, here he comes back. Let's see what we got. Are you with me now?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but still no photo.
Just a sec.
At least we can hear you, though. All right, we're going to try one more thing. We're going to try something else and get Cliff back on. Y'all hang with us. It's technology. What can you do? All right, y'all hold on with us. Don't leave us. We're going to get this fixed. It's technology, man. All right. I can still hear you, but still no photo.
Okay, hang on. Sorry, man. I threw it off when I was trying to talk to that guy in Kentucky Downs about a January 8th gig.
You're good, man. We got all the time in the world. The people are calling you the invisible man. They can still hear you, so they're excited.
Just a second.
Okay. Tyler Hunter said, "Turn the lights on."
So Tyler, I said, "Well, never mind. I don't want to say that."
Yeah, we don't want to say that.
Hang on. I got to redisplay my name.
Okay.
It says Clough. Okay, cool. Close enough.
Okay. Okay. There we go.
There.
I got you now.
All right, now, move this over here. Oh, now they're both working. Cool.
They're both working now.
Hey, guys, don't you just love technology?
Yes, we love it. It's kind of become our best friend from time to time. Ladies and gentlemen, Cliff Wright, put some hearts on the screen for him, ladies and gentlemen. Put some hearts on the screen. They're all were calling you the invisible man. They thought it was impressive.
Austin, you sound like a robot.
I sound like a robot? Uh-oh.
Oh, there you are.
There we are. Okay, cool.
What's up, everyone?
Can you hear me good now? We're good.
I'm afraid so.
Okay, cool. So what's been going on, man? Update us on what's been going on with everything and what you've been up to.
I've been trying to learn how to make a guitar sound like a bee bender. And I've been working on a new theme song for you. That's enough of that.
I love it. I love it. It's awesome.
Anyway, so, I've been working on a lot of B-roll footage and building guitars. Just getting ready to, maybe going overseas next year. So looking for that. And, of course, the Ultimate next August. We know that's coming up, hopefully. Right. So that's pretty much been it, aside from moving and trying to put my studio all back together. That's kind of been a process in itself.
Gotcha. Tyler made a comment here. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you.
He's still there.
He says, "Can you play the harmonica?"
No, but Brooke can.
No, but Brooke can.
Brooke and Delbert Mcclinton can.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man, well look, it's great to have you back on the show, and everybody's excited to see you. They're putting hearts and likes on the screen for you. So let's jump right into this. My first question for you is going to be: man, how did you get into Elvis? Become a tribute artist? Give us the storyline. I know these folks are loving to hear it like me.
Well, I started out playing guitar. I had my own Elvis tribute band, and it was actually called the Memphis Review Show Band. And that's where I first met. I did a show in Memphis where I actually first met Dean. I played in guitar for that, and then I went and joined a band called The Change of Habit.
Right.
So after I joined the Change of Habit show band, we had just finished playing in Chicago at a place called Mother's Nightclub.
Wow.
And so I had some buddies there, and they were getting ready to compete in a competition in Milwaukee called Potawatomi. So they were like, "Hey, Milwaukee's only like 60 miles from here. Can you give us a ride?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, okay." So we gave them a ride there. And lo and behold, my car breaks down. This is in January, like 4 foot of snow.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, I just did the show. I cannot get my check cashed. What am I going to do? I can't drive to receive a wire transfer at the time.
Right.
And so one of the guys was like, "Hey, just get in the Elvis competition." I'm like, "Elvis competition?" which I knew there were competitions out there, but I was like, me, I'm the guitar player.
Mhm.
And so he talked me into it. And so I got out there and started doing it and kind of stuck with it ever since. I
Wow.
picked up blue suede shoes and put down a lead guitar.
That is awesome. That is too cool. So for the people that are watching this may not know, but not only do you pay tribute to Elvis, but you do Johnny Cash. I've seen you do Buddy Holly. You do multiple things. So what got you going into Johnny Cash and the other artists as well?
Money.
Perfect answer.
I think the Johnny Cash thing, I never really thought I could do Johnny Cash.
Right.
But I really thought about it just because, you want people to remember you as for doing Elvis and stuff.
Mhm.
A lot of guys, they don't like to step outside that box because then they're like, well, they might not get to do as much Elvis and stuff like that. But myself, long before I ever started doing Johnny Cash, I did a concert doing Conway Twitty, which was, I look back now, I was like, what was I thinking? But so then someone's like, well, you have a low voice. You could probably pull off some of the Johnny Cash stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it a little bit. And again, it wasn't really making any type of money or anything like that. It was just basically just try it out, see if I can do it. So I learned a gospel song. And then I got a call to go and audition for the $1 Million Quartet, the tour. So this was the very first one. I actually auditioned the same time at the same place with an ETA you may know, Cody Slaughter, plug. And but he got the part, I got sent home. So, but I was auditioning as Johnny Cash. So I did that. And then about 6 to 8 months later, like, okay, we want you to audition again. I'm like, okay. So I go all the way back to Chicago from Alabama to audition. Still didn't get it. I got cut. And then the third time, I got asked to go and do it. And I was like, ain't no way. I'm not even going to attempt it anymore. No way I'm going to do it. And they're like, okay, make a video. So I stayed up all night, made a little video of me doing some of the lines and everything.
Right.
And I was like, okay, now that's done. I'll never hear anything back from it. And the next day I had a contract sitting in my email. I was like, uh-oh. Being in Alabama, I had just finished building my studio and everything, but the contract basically stated that I had to be a resident of Branson, Missouri within 3 weeks.
Wow.
So I'm like, ugh. So that's kind of how I got into that. And, the Johnny Cash thing, I've been doing a lot of that now. And let's see, I did the $1 Million Quartet. I did the $1 Million Quartet here for 5 seasons, right around 800 shows.
Wow.
So it's definitely been a blessing. And so it's been really, really cool to do those things. And now I'm getting ready to do some other things, which I'll be announcing later. But sneak peek it's something to do with music.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. So that is all incredible. So here's another thing that I don't think I've ever had this conversation with you, but as everybody can see, he has a guitar in his hand. But what got you into playing a guitar and playing instruments?
Well, I was about 8 years old, so I've been playing for a couple of years. Now I was about 8 years old, and my mom and my dad, they got me a guitar for my birthday.
Right.
And so my dad played guitar, and my brother, which passed on before I was born, he was a really, really good guitar player, great singer, that type of thing. Right. And so I kind of got into it. And so basically, I just like the way a guitar feels in my hands. I like being able to hear sounds and being able to duplicate them, on the guitar.
Right.
And of course, a lot of people don't realize that I am very, very into Bach and Beethoven.
Wow.
I'm not really you can believe that, but I Bach. I'm from Alabama. Right. But no, I just kind of adopted to the guitar. I couldn't tell if I want to be a guitar or a drummer.
Right.
So, but this is all kind of panning out. We got Brooke playing harmonica, me playing guitar. He wanted to play drums, so I played drums. We're almost there to start a band for David Lee's January 8th show at Kentucky Downs.
That would be. He's giving you a thumbs up, so that's perfect. Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw somebody make this comment, so I want to throw this out there why it's already in my brain here. But people want to know when your next live stream is going to be, that they've really been enjoying your live streams and everything you've been doing. So they're kind of wanting to know if there's going to be one through the holidays, or is it kind of a break going on, or what with that?
Well, I had I was supposed to have done one this weekend, but something came up, and so I thought I was going to be out of town. So now that I'm not actually going to be out of town, I'm going to be here practicing for January 8th. And but no, and so I may end up putting one on. I've done so many since the whole COVID thing hit, and you don't want to burn people out, but at the same time, people, they want to see you. So, and it's kind of like David Lee said, is like make people happy, take their mind worries and stuff like that. So I may do one. I just kind of been holding off on it because I've been doing 5 to 6 shows a week, and especially whenever you're doing 2 or 3 characters, it's your voice starts to get tired, because I'm saying a minimum 2 to 3 hours straight a day. So
right.
That's why, like right now, I sound very low.
So where in if people were to visit Branson, before Christmas or during Christmas or even after Christmas starting of 2021, where can they find and come and see you live in person in Branson?
There's a homeless shelter here in town. It's over by let's see. Well, during the January and February, I'm actually off. But normally, let's see, I was doing a show called Rock and Roll Royalty, but I'm not doing that anymore. But just because this year I'm looking forward to doing some other things. But I'm singing at Uptown Cafe, where I do just like a little acoustic thing, sing a bunch of songs, and people tip me. Some of them do. Anyway. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I mean, aside from the live streams, I wish I could come and see you guys. But
hey, I wish I could just come and go see you guys. You need
to come here so you can actually record in the studio.
Hey, I would love to.
Here, I have vintage gear from the 1950s, and then there's me. Hello.
But I would love to come and do that for real. I really would.
Yeah, I mean, it's well, you've been to Branson before. I mean, you're a pretty big fan of Branson.
I love it. I love it there.
Didn't you compete here in at Legends?
I did, but like a couple of years ago, I think. I did. I think I've been to Branson twice. One time was for that competition, and the second time I was passing through, heading to Pittsburgh, Kansas for a competition. So I stopped and stayed over. Well, I made it like a mini vacation. I stayed like 4 days in Branson, just to enjoy myself, and then went on and I fell in love with it. But here's the thing, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with this place, but if I was to ever move to Branson, I would gain a lot of weight because I love cakes. Was it Cakes and Creams? Is that the name of the restaurant? Oh, man. I ate there twice when I was there, and I'm like, okay, if I keep eating here, then we're going to have a problem.
Cream is a pretty good place. That's the reason I take the back way home, so I don't eat there.
So you don't eat there. That's true.
Actually, my favorite place to eat here is probably, they have this restaurant here called Steak and Shake.
Oh, that's awesome. They're worldwide.
Yeah, they kind of move it. No, I really like Cakes and Cream. Uptown has really, really good food.
Right.
And McDonald's is great.
Oh, McDonald's is ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm dreading it. Okay.
Oh, man. So you've been an Elvis tribute artist for several years, and you've been in many competitions. You've been the Ultimate several times. I was kind of talking with David about the Ultimate, and he won it 2015, and you've been in the Ultimate. You've made the finals and stuff like that. But a lot of people they'll come up to me, and I don't know if you ever get this, but people come to me and they'll see like on your resume or whatever, you've been in the Ultimate or made the finals or whatever, and they really want to know what's so important about the Ultimate and what is so important about going to Memphis and performing in Memphis. So what is your message for that? If somebody was to ask you that question, what would be your answer? What's so special about Memphis and going and being in the Ultimate or whatever?
I think probably, there's a couple different things. One of them is performing in the Ultimate. I mean, you're just yards from his final resting place. I mean, you're getting to perform, and literally, if there was a window out there, you could be looking, at his gates. That's the closest you will ever come to getting to perform Elvis's music in front of Elvis Presley. Which if he was there, we'd all be out of a job.
Yeah.
But, Memphis, there's no place like Memphis. I mean, no matter where you go or what you're doing, you feel the essence of Elvis somewhere. You're not traveling a road that he has not, went down or walked off. Or, I mean, one of my favorite things about Memphis, and some people think this is weird, but it's like going to Forest Hill, where he was originally buried, at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And, me and Michael Culliford did that one year. Me and Tyler Hunter. He's probably not on here anymore. It's probably over at the donut shop or something. But he loves those things. But I think my favorite part about Memphis is I love Sun Records, but it's weird. And you probably experienced this as well. But whenever you're near Graceland, it's like you're home.
Yes.
Because there's that bond, there's that closeness that you have for a person who you've never even met before.
That's true.
Yet he's touched your life in so many ways, just like the other guys on here. Yeah,
that's true. That is true. And I mean, it's, I always tell people, that, there's a lot of people, for those of you who don't know, that have no clue what the Elvis world is. I mean, they don't even know about Elvis Week. They don't even know. But the thing is about Elvis for me is, even though they don't know about Elvis Week, the Elvis world, but they know who Elvis is.
Right.
They know Elvis. No matter where you go in the world, no matter where it's in the United States, Canada, UK, wherever, you mention Elvis, you mention an Elvis song, a movie,
and all of a sudden they pep up.
They're gonna know. They're gonna know because
and then those that are like, well, you're just doing this and that, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, no.
There's an art to doing this. We do this because we love him. We don't do this because we want to be him. We don't do this because we want people to think, hey, you look like Elvis or something like that. I mean, because there is a lot of those out there. And I mean, like you said, the amazing thing is everybody knows who Elvis is. They may not know who the ETAs are or the Elvis world, but everyone knows who Elvis is. And I mean, we just try to contribute to, I mean, his legacy stands on its own with or without us, but we try to remind people, hey, go listen to that. Go check out those songs. Go watch those movies. Go relax, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is so true. And, and that's the thing. And when you're on stage performing and you're in front of these Elvis fans and you're singing the song and you see them singing it with you, you're just like, you feel something inside, you feel like, okay, I'm at the right place. I know where I fit in, and when I first, got into the Elvis world in 2012, I was a new kid on the block, of course, because, it was my first time going to Elvis Week, and I was literally scared. But when I saw other guys, I was like, hey, they got sideburns like me, and you got an Elvis room? I got an Elvis room. I was like, okay, I'm at home now.
Yeah, I was like, what is that glue you're putting on your forehead? They're like, here, this will fix you.
That's right. That is so true. Here's a question that
great thing.
Yes. So here's a question that's probably always a difficult one for everybody, but if you had to pinpoint one, what would be your favorite Elvis song and what would be your favorite Johnny Cash song?
If I had to pick, Johnny Cash is much easier. Because the catalog. My favorite for Johnny Cash is a gospel song called "Were You There When They Crucified My Lord?" And I'm sure with you and the other guys, the Elvis song varies from the mood you're in. I can never get it down to one, but like today, I could pick 3 songs from each era. That would be one of them would be the 50s, "Tell Me Why." That's become my favorite 50s song. It used to be "Love Me." And then in the 60s, it has become a song called "That's Someone You'll Never Forget."
Right.
And let's see, in the 70s, it would be "Where Do I Go From Here?"
Wow.
So I hope that's not a story, but those are just the 3 songs I like.
There's not a storyline to those 3 songs, ladies and gentlemen. It's just it's what he likes.
Pop flops.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, what is the best part of being an Elvis troubadour?
I think it's probably putting on the outfit, fixing the hair. That's always one thing. But the biggest thing is for that 2 to 5 minutes in competition or that hour that you're on stage, you get to come out and try to be your hero. You get to try to lead people, make them think about Elvis again. You like to try to, wipe away their, their tears and all those things, and just make them smile no matter what life's going on, because they're hearing Elvis. Elvis Presley was very important. Elvis Presley was sent to us by God, like Vernon said, that's just the way it was. And I think with Elvis, no matter what you're doing or where you're going or what you're going through, Elvis had a song with an emotion that related to everything you could ever feel in life.
Right. That's true. That is true. And, that's what I tell people a lot too. When they ask me my favorite song, I say, it always depends on what mood you're in, because, no matter what mood you're in, you can relate to an Elvis song exactly for what you said.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that, that's so true. And, that when I was in school, which was like 2 days ago, no, I'm just kidding. Which has been longer than probably what anybody would think.
Were you actually at school, or were you learning from home?
Well, I went. Here's the long story to make it short here. I did go to school for quite some time, and then for like my senior year, and why I waited to my senior year, I don't know. I decided to do homeschool and only had one class. I should have did it like years before that, but it's life. Sometimes you don't know what you want to do.
What we're doing.
No, look at it. That's right.
I
That's
had
true.
no thoughts that I was going to be doing Elvis Presley. So
Yeah,
I
know.
was a baseball star or something.
That's me. I literally, from like 5 years old all the way like my freshman year in high school, man, I was an athlete. I was baseball like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun. And that's what I thought my life was going to be. I thought I was going to go to majors and college and play ball, but then there's this guy named Elvis Presley who came along and he flipped my whole world upside down. So, and he's made it better than probably the baseball would have.
Yeah.
So,
Can you imagine how much happiness he's brought to your life, though?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we take that for granted, like this pandemic. Can you imagine how many people like you touch with your show here? I mean, for the live feeds. I mean, we do this because we love them,
Yep.
and people just love what we're doing. But just think about how many people you have made happy since January and February of 2020.
I know.
Which is a great thing.
Yes, and we do it all because of you guys that are watching this right now. All 75 that's watching right now, we do this because of you and for you, and we appreciate everything you do for all of us, because your donations that you've been sending us all. You have no clue how much that really means to us and helps us. And I think all these guys can relate.
No clue what that means to us.
No clue. Oh man.
Gas money to Kentucky.
Yeah, true. That's true. So here's several questions in one. When was your first contest? You were talking about that a while ago. How old were you? And describe the feeling like before, during, and maybe after.
I don't know if I should do that.
Well,
Okay, I'll do it, because they say if you can't laugh at yourself,
Right.
Okay. I was 31 years old. I'm now 41. It was Potawatomi, my first time out, and I was singing a song that I never should have been doing. I hit water on stage. I slip and fall.
No.
And win that round of competition just because they felt bad for me.
Wow.
Literally, I mean, there's a video out there of that. I think somebody shared it the other day before I blocked them. No, but the Potawatomi, that was one of the first times, and I was singing Hound Dog of all songs, and I slipped and fell, but it's just the way people took me in, because I started singing songs like Love Me and things like that, and it just flew all over me how much people just loved hearing me sing Elvis, you know. And I mean, I'm no better than anyone else. I just do what I can, what I feel. And, I think the biggest thing I take away from that is how much love people have for me doing it. But most importantly, how much people love, Elvis Presley. And I guess the biggest thing is, thanks to the man upstairs, thank you, Jesus, for blessing me with the ability to do these things.
Amen to that. That is true, because for those of you who are watching this right now, we didn't just make ourselves have this talent. We were created, and we were created with this talent. There's only one man that was able to do that.
And makeup's not cheap.
Yeah.
We We've had to learn how to put makeup on.
Yes. You know, here's the funny thing. I did a pay-per-view live stream just a couple of weeks ago, and I was, you know, backstage at my hometown here and where we were recording it, and I was putting on my makeup, and my friend Dwight, who sings with me, man, he was standing back there, and he's like, so now when I first met him, he had no clue, you know, when we started doing shows together in 2017, he had no clue I wore makeup. I mean, he had no clue. So I'm putting makeup, and so we were back there talking, and he goes, who would have thought that now, since I've got into performing, that I would even put on stage makeup to go on stage. He goes, who would ever thought that? I was go, well, that's maybe my fault because, you know, because that's what you do. And I was like, but you don't do what all I have to do with mine. I was like, you just do like that and you're done. And
yeah,
but
this and this and this, which reminds me of a, you may already know this story with Carl Perkins and Elvis, because, you know, a lot of people know that they were at Sun Records together. Right. Elvis went first, then Carl came along, but Elvis and Carl Perkins was out on the road, right? And so Elvis went up to Carl, and he's like, man, you ought to put some of that eyeliner or something right there on your eye. And Carl was like, well, what in the blame fool world? Why would I want to do that? You know, something really, really country like that. And he's like, well, it helps the audience to see you, you know, from far away. They can see more of your eyes. He's like, oh, well, here, let me try that. And he got the mascara or whatever they was using, and he stuck himself in the eye. Like, you know what? You just be pretty. I'm just going to be old, ugly, and sing records. And so, but my first competition, that reminds me of another thing is, let's see, I'm probably running out of time, so I'll make it quick.
No, you good.
Is whenever I was competing in Potawatomi, I didn't know how to put any of that stuff on because, like I said, I was just traveling, just playing guitar. So in this hotel room, and there's an ETA right here, there's one right here, there's one back here, and they're all like putting all kinds of stuff on me before I go on. I mean, one of them's like, no, his eyelashes need to be darker. And I mean, my eyelashes literally look like a big Z. And doing this, they're like cramming all this stuff on my face. And I go out, I'm like, what do y'all think? And I had fans walk up and they're like, I mean, it was funny. I mean, but it was a sad moment for me. But
I know my first ever contest, I didn't wear any makeup either. And then I don't know what ETA. It was an ETA that told me to start doing it, and I can't remember who it was. My mind's just blank right now. And I started doing it, and now it's like, you know, now I go into stores and I buy my makeup, and people look at you like you're like, okay, that's odd, but I'm like, hey, look, this is for my job. This is what I do, right? And but who'd ever thought we'd been doing that type of stuff, you know?
Well, I mean, who'd ever thought we'd have spent as much money as we spent on that stuff?
It's not cheap.
Not cheap, man.
No, it's not.
I mean, there's some guys out there that just have a really, really good face for doing Elvis or whatever it is they're doing. Then there's me. It's like, okay, I better paint this. I better color this. You know, I wish I had all the money I've spent in makeup, hair, clothing, you know, all that stuff. I mean, but, you know, I wouldn't trade any of it for the world. I've said that I'm going to do Elvis for maybe another 2 more years, and then I'm probably going to retire from doing it. Right. But I probably won't. But,
no, you probably won't.
Yeah, it helps me get sympathy if I say it now. No.
Oh, man. Well, look, before you go, everybody sees you with a guitar. You gotta play us a little something before I let you sign off right here.
Okay, let's see. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. And then here's Johnny Cash.
Okay.
Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't be the same here if Johnny's not on key.
Awesome. Put some hearts on the screen. Oh, they're putting a lot of hearts on the screen for you. So they enjoyed that. Well, man, look, it's been awesome having you on, and the people have thoroughly enjoyed it. They say they love you, they miss you, and but don't go anywhere. We'll take you off the screen. I'll bring you back in a little bit because I have something really fun that we're all going to do, and you guys don't change the channel either because what's going to happen a little later is going to be awesome.
Don't forget to take plenty of hearts for Austin.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
He's the one that.
All right, man. I'll see you in just a few.
All right, man.
All right. Cliff Wright, ladies and gentlemen, put some hearts and likes on the screen for him. Great guy all around. That was awesome. That was awesome. I had to get a little song at it for you guys. He had the guitar, so I had to. I had no choice. Well, this other guy has been waiting very patiently, but I'm going to make him wait just a few more minutes. We're going to take one more commercial break, and we're going to get Bruno Nesci on here with us. You guys know him very well. He's been on the show several times also, so don't change that channel. We'll be right back with Weekly Chats with Austin in just a flash.
There was a time when we hung memories on the boughs of every tree, when we cherished each tissue-wrapped tradition and counted down the days with childlike glee. There was a time when we held tight to our loved ones, thinking of all who came before us and all who are yet to be. It was a hopeful time. It was Christmas, this Christmas, at Biltmore. Reserve your visit now at Biltmore.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Weekly Chats with Austin. And look, I want to say that tonight, look, I told you guys tonight is the final episode for 2020 for Weekly Chats with Austin. And I told you guys we're going to go out with a bang and we're going to have fun. So this is what I like to call the extended version, because we are over. It's 2 hours and 6 minutes in the show, but we're having fun. I don't care how long we're on this. We can stay on this thing 12 hours. I could care less. You guys are still watching. All 70-something of you are still watching. And thank you guys so much for sticking with us. Please, we still got a little bit to go with the show. So share this. Tell your friend to come watch if they're not tuning in right now. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get my great friend on the screen, the one and only Mr. Bruno Nesci right now on the screen. What's up, man?
Sorry, Austin, 1 second. So I'm playing at the Kentucky, where? January 8th? No, I can't do it. No, sorry, later. Promoters, man, I'm telling you.
Oh, my gosh. They drive you crazy sometimes, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't get it. Kentucky Downs. Like, what is this stuff?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. I think the same guy is calling all of us, wanting us to play at Kentucky Downs.
Yeah, you know what it is. He's trying to see who's gonna budge on the price.
That's true. That's true. I'm not budging.
No, I'm not either. I'm not doing it no less than $12. No, I want my $12. That's the way it's gonna be.
Oh my gosh, Lord!
How's
So,
it,
man,
Austin? Hey everybody in Facebook land.
What's been going on with you, man?
As much as anybody else, a whole bunch of nothing. But to be honest, some Facebook live feeds, family time at home. We did a few pay-per-view shows. Actually, I did 2 actual live shows in a theater this year.
Wow, nice.
The whole year, I did actually 2 shows, which was pretty good, and I really enjoyed it. But
wow.
Other than that, nothing.
Nothing
at all.
Well, you've been doing a lot of live streams. I see a lot of people saying they've been watching on your YouTube channel and all this stuff, so they're enjoying those.
I did all my live feeds for the same reason as anybody else.
Right.
And it's just strictly for the smiles and, you want to say the popularity because you're Facebook popular, but it's not about that. It's about making everybody happy. You know what?
That's right.
It's something that we're good at. Myself, yourself. We're going to leave David Lee out of this, but Brooke, Cliff, because David Lee knows himself how awesome he is. So we'll leave him out of this. But we do it for everybody's smiles. We do it to make people happy. It's all about happiness. Elvis was put on this world to make everybody happy, and that's exactly what he did.
That's true. That is so true. That is so true. So man, I mean, you've been on the show before, but like Cliff and David, I've never really gotten to have like a one-on-one interview kind of with you. So let's just have a little chat for a little while. So basic question is, how did you get into Elvis? How did that come about? What's the storyline?
Okay, so I started doing this 21 years ago. Now, 21 years ago, my parents own you've been to my restaurant in Toronto.
I sure have.
My parents' restaurant. And it says my volume needs to go up. Okay.
Yep. I just got that too.
Is that better?
It's a little better for me. I don't know about them, but it is for me.
Okay. So my parents own a restaurant, and 20 years ago, 21 years ago, sorry. Around this time, another young tribute artist about our age, Canadian boy, he's not doing it much anymore, came in there and he performed. He performed at the restaurant, and what happened was I fell in love with the whole reaction of the people in the restaurant.
Right.
Ever since then, that year, which the month later was New Year's, I surprised my mom and my dad with a full house packed at the restaurant. And what I did was I wore a pair of my karate pants, a white dress shirt, and my mom's gold belt. And
Wow.
I sort of greased up my hair, and because at the time I had hair.
Yeah.
Now I just keep it in a box. The thing was, I went out there and I sang Teddy Bear. And so the piano player in the restaurant taught me how to sing Teddy Bear. And for Christmas that year, he bought me a DVD of Elvis, That's the Way It Is. And ever since then, it's been money spending on jumpsuits, money spending on makeup, traveling, and spending more than you make. That's for sure.
Yeah. True. That is
But
true.
it's all for the love of Elvis.
Yep. That's right. And we love it, you know?
Oh, you know what? If honestly, it doesn't only relate to Elvis, but it relates in everything. If you don't love what you're doing, give it up.
That's right.
You're
That's
in
right.
the wrong business if you don't love what you're doing.
That's true. That's
That's
so
just the way it
true.
is.
That is true. And ladies and gentlemen, if you can't tell by now, we all love what we do.
100%.
100%. So
I just need.
I
I
wanna-
need to take whatever drugs all three of you guys or four of you guys are doing, because you guys are all nicely clean. Me, on the other hand, I shaved this morning.
Hey, I wasn't like this, like 3 hours ago? I was not like this.
Oh, no, I shave every 15, 20 minutes. I
Really?
shaved twice since the show started.
Oh my gosh. Lord have mercy. But hey, somebody said, but you look really, really good like that. So they're cool. Yeah. Yeah.
My new headshot, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Everybody got, you know. I want to share this story, and I think we've talked about this on the show before. But we got a lot of new viewers on tonight, so maybe they don't know. But the first time I went to Canada, did I meet you prior for my first visit to Canada or no?
Yes.
I did.
Briefly, I think at Elvis Week.
Okay, briefly at Elvis Week. So anyway, so I'm at my first trip to Canada. This guy right here offers me a free meal at his restaurant, and I was like, "It's free food, man. Let's go." You know? No, I'm just kidding. So we go to his restaurant in Toronto, and he had like this upstairs like table and stuff set up for us, and man, he fed us, and we ate, and we laughed, and we had fun, and man, that is something I'll never forget. And that
Yeah, we had
is
fun that
when
night.
we did, and I think that is when like mine and your friendship like really just it just
started.
grew, man. It really did. It really did. And so for those of you who are watching who live in the Toronto area, or even if you just want to go to Canada, well, you need to go eat at his restaurant. There you go. There's a plug for you.
It's my parents' restaurant. I'm out
Yeah,
of,
your
I'm
parents'
out of the
restaurant.
restaurant business now.
You're out of it. So his parents' restaurant. So
It's my parents' restaurant,
go and eat
which
there.
my mom
because-
is watching right now. Hi, Ma.
Hi, Mom. All right, somebody just asked a question. I just saw it scroll up here. It says, Bruno, are you coming? Or wait, let me rephrase that. Bruno, are you going to be in Tweed this coming summer?
So yes, who said that?
Barb Donaldson.
Barb. Hi, Barb. Yes, I will be in Tweed this summer. I will actually be the headliner of the Tweed Elvis Festival this year.
Awesome.
Coming. I was supposed to headline this year, but due to COVID, like everything else, it got canceled. So next year I will be headlining in Tweed. I will be there all 44 days.
Awesome. All 44 days. Oh, man. So,
Yeah, I like to go 40 days before. So
yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? So, someone just asked, what's the name of the restaurant?
the restaurant's name is Fabrizia Dance Club. It's in Woodbridge.
Okay. They say, can they go now, or does it have to be after COVID?
It's going to have to be after COVID.
After COVID.
Yeah,
Got
the
to go
restaurant's
after
closed
COVID.
right now.
Okay. So there you go. There's the name. So look, man, we already got people want to go eat. So come on, let's go. Let's go have some fun.
I'm gonna have to talk to my mom over there and making to be a sponsor of your show to get the advertisement out.
I'm good with that. Just make like a little video or a photo or something, man, and we'll throw it in here, man. That's the best part. Everybody's ready for food, and they say awesome about Tweed. So cool. So man, how long exactly? I don't know if you are you still. He's eating now. Yeah, he was eating when we did pre-show. I was like, man, it's horrible.
No, I'm just kidding.
So I don't know if you mentioned this a while ago. You might have did, but I just want to brief on this again. But exactly how long have you been an Elvis tribute artist? Like
I've been an Elvis tribute artist for 21 years. This New Year's.
Wow, 21 years. Like you look at your watch and go, "Where's the time going?"
You know what? I say it every time I go on stage. Actually, no. I say it every time I put on a jumpsuit or I get a new jumpsuit. Because there's only one reason. No, there's two reasons why I get new jumpsuits. The first reason is because I want to. And the second reason is because I got too big for them. So unfortunately, 21 years as a tribute artist and about 40 jumpsuits that don't fit me. I'm enjoying every minute of it and every next jumpsuit that's coming my way.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man. Somebody asked, let's see. Somebody said, so you're 21 years old?
Yeah, no, 18.
18. Oh, we're going down. 18. Oh, man.
I'm 18, but I've been doing my tribute to Elvis for 21 years.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's right. I think someone asked, I'm trying to find
Austin? 16.
Might need to bump that up just a little more. But bump that up just a little more. So I think somebody asked something about singing. I don't know if you saw that in your comments on your end, but we're not performing tonight, but you can go to our Facebook pages and YouTube and look all of us up and
yeah, exactly.
watch the thing. That's the best way to do it. Here's two questions in one. What's coming up for you as far as a live show? Is there anything coming up in the new year really soon? And what about live
shows? So unfortunately, like everybody else, this year has been the worst year in 21 years for me.
Right.
Because I started my band 10 years ago, the Dreamer Show Band. And this year was actually supposed to be our biggest year. We had booked like 45 different events. I have an annual show that I do. It's a big fundraiser that I do for sick kids. And what happened was everything got pushed. Everything got canceled and postponed. My events, thankfully, were all pushed over for next year. But we don't know really in Canada. Our borders are still shut. We still have all these restrictions going on here. We're not allowed to do live shows right now anywhere. So it's very hard to predict. Hopefully now that we got a vaccine coming to Toronto, came to Canada, that now things will progress in a better way.
Right.
But my hopes and everything will be great for after New Year's. But in the meantime, I have a show that I'm doing tomorrow, Sunday, sorry.
Right.
Sunday we're doing a live stream show. It was supposed to be a pay-per-view, but thankfully for some sponsors that jumped in with me, they decided to back the whole show, and it's with my live band, with the Dreamer Show Band. And what happened was, with a good friend of mine, which Austin, I think you know each other, Eric Evangelista.
I sure do.
And myself and Eric, we've been best friends for over 11 years. And the thing is that we decided the sponsors made it a free event. So now it's going to be streamed all across Facebook, Elvis Friends Fan Club Italia. It's going to be streamed on Elvis and Friends across the world, my page, YouTube. It's going to be streamed on a bunch of different platforms. And it turned out to be a free event by donation only for Toys for Tots Canada.
Awesome. And that's this Sunday at what time?
It's going to be 2:00 Eastern Standard Time, so our time.
Okay, awesome. 2:00 Eastern Standard Time this Sunday, all across social media. You need to go and check that show out because trust me, it'll be incredible and you will not be disappointed. And if you want to tip those guys, go ahead and do it. There it is right there. Just look for that flyer and all your information to be right.
Everything's right there.
Everything's right there.
I had to do it.
That's right. So go and watch it and tune in and watch their show. And if you want to send them a donation, I know they'd appreciate that. So
everything is going for Toys for Tots. So there's no money to be made here.
Right. All going for Toys for Tots. So that's a great cause and a great reason to donate. So do that for them. I know they'd appreciate it. So man, I mean, you've did numerous contests. I know I mentioned this with Cliff a little while ago, and I like asking this because people ask me this, like friends of mine that's, like I said, not even a part of the Elvis world, don't even know it exists until they talk to me, right?
Yeah.
So you've been a part of many competitions. Do you have one competition in particular that is like a memory, whether it's a win or just being a part of the contest, like a memory of something that you'll never forget at that contest? Which contest and what would be the memory?
You know what? I'd like to say it was the ultimate. Being at the ultimate, it wasn't the ultimate. I'd like to say it was the 2-time win at Tweed. It wasn't Tweed. To be honest, my first competition was the Collingwood Elvis Festival way back in 2001. But that's not even my biggest memory. My biggest memory was back in 2004 in Lake George at the Lake George Elvis Festival when it was still small. It wasn't an ultimate. At the time, there was no ultimate. And it was run solely by Terry Collins. I went there with my mom. It was just me and my mom. We traveled around. And the thing was, the reason my memory, first thing, it was the first year of the festival. Second thing, I was the first youth champion. So it's funny to say that I was a youth champion.
Yeah.
But I think my memory was not so much about being on stage and performing, but was how I felt accepted in the Elvis world. Sort of like what happened with Cliff, that everybody was sort of doing his makeup and helping him out. With me, it was like 2004 was me and Gino Monopoly. We were like the two Canadian guys. Like, hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
But the thing was that everybody sort of helped me. I was still the kid. I was in the youth category, fix your collar on your jumpsuit, help you.
Yeah.
Actually, I had my jumpsuit. It was being made, and it was the sundial. I had this little sundial, and what happened was the lady, when they sent the suit, they didn't send it to me. They sent it directly to the hotel in Lake George. And it got there, and I got there at the same time. But the customs, when they opened the package to check what was in the package, they must have forgot to put the belt back in the package. So the suit arrived with no belt. And lucky enough, an ETA, and you got to imagine, I'm a kid at this time. Like I'm about, actually, I've been the same height since I was 6. But I was just this kid at the time, and this ETA turned around, and he actually took off his sundial belt. And this guy was way bigger than me. He actually took off his sundial belt, wrapped it around my waist twice. 2 times it went around my waist. Wow. And we duct taped it. Actually, God rest his soul, Gary Elvis Britt duct taped the belt on me, and I got a chance to perform in the finals with the Sweet Inspirations. So that's one of the reasons and the memory I have of all the Elvis festivals.
That is awesome. That is a great one. That is a great one. And, for all of you that are watching right now, as you can tell, when we're backstage, we love to help one another. We love to encourage one another.
A lot of people think that when you're backstage that everything is cutthroat.
Yeah.
I think things between the entertainers are probably more cutthroat when it's a show than when it really is a contest. See, because in a contest, a lot of the guys, we're all there. We all want to win. Like, okay, we're going to get this big trophy and the accolades to win. At the end of the day, we're not really there for the win. We're there for each other. We're there to support one another. At the end of the day, if Austin forgot his belt and I have that belt, why shouldn't I lend it to you?
Mm-hmm.
For a fee, but I'll lend it to you.
$20?
but we're all there for each other. Everything is about helping one another.
Right.
I don't know a time like at the Ultimate, not last year, the year before last. I was lucky to make the top 10, and making the top 10, David Lee, being the past champion of the Ultimate, to help me out, rushed over and brought me one of his jumpsuits to lend it to me in case I made the top 5.
Right.
If they called my name for the top 5, he had a jumpsuit ready for me because my zipper actually blew. So
it happens.
That's the help between the Elvis world. That's why I always love David Lee, even though he likes to make his head a lot bigger than it really is, right? With his signs and everything else. But
he's laughing.
No, I'm sure he is. But that's the love of the Elvis world, right? About the brotherhood that we have. We're not there as cut each other up. We're there to help each other out.
Yeah. And we all do it for one reason, and that's because we love Elvis. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, this is what's the most important. We are Elvis tribute artists, but first and foremost, we're Elvis fans. That's what 100%. We are. We are Elvis fans.
Like, I got so much Elvis stuff in my studio that it's not even.
Oh, me too. It's everywhere in here where I am.
Like, I'm sure if I turned the camera to my closet while David Lee was on the screen, he'd probably try to raid every jumpsuit I have in here.
Oh man!
And 90% of them don't fit me.
What's your favorite jumpsuit if you had to pick one?
If I have to pick my favorite jumpsuit, it's the Old Indian.
Old Indian. That's a nice one.
You know, it never was a favorite of mine. To be honest, I never really liked it.
Gotcha.
What happened was a jumpsuit maker by the name of Kathy Kittle out of Chicago. I was ordering an Aloha suit. And what happened was, and my grandmother was actually buying me the suit. My grandmother and my parents had said, okay, we're going to buy you one last jumpsuit. After this suit, you're on your own. We're not buying you any more suits. Like, you deal with it. You make money. That's your problem from now on.
Right.
So my grandmother put the money up and she bought me a jumpsuit. So I ordered this Aloha suit. And Kathy called me and said, look, Bruno, as a lot of ETAs know, this lady Kathy is like a million years behind in making jumpsuits. She takes like forever to make a jumpsuit. When they're done, they're great suits, like phenomenal. But it's like getting them. And she calls me, and she's a close friend of mine, by the way. What happened was she calls me and says, Bruno, I don't have this. I'm not going to have your Aloha done, but I have an Old Indian suit made. And it's 99.9% your measurements. Now, we could all say it. Measurements are everything, ladies and gentlemen.
They
do
are.
not go to the local costume store and grab a jumpsuit off a rack and say, okay, we're ready for this. No. Everything is made to measure. Everything has to be in perfect fit, or else you will tear the seat right out of your pants in the middle of Suspicious Minds. I've done it before.
Amen to that.
So, she sent me the suit. I said, yeah, no problem. From the Aloha to the Old Indian is a big difference. And so I got the suit. The first time I put it on, I won it was for a contest. And I won. And ever since then, I fell in love with the suit. The way my weight fluctuates. So the bigger I got, the suit still fit me. The smaller I got, the suit still fit me. And I never understood why. And I believe that suit is meant to be for me. So every time I make the finals in a contest, I got to wear the Old Indian suit.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's my favorite.
That's cool. That is cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and alert all the guys at the bottom that me and Bruno is going to talk about one more thing, because it's a story that I want to talk about that I think it's good and funny all at the same time. So y'all can get prepared, because I'm fixing to bring all the guys back on, ladies and gentlemen. So
even
don't
David
change.
Lee?
Yeah, even David Lee. So don't change the channel, y'all, because we're fixing to bring them all back on, and I have something really awesome planned. So anyway, Bruno, do you remember Collingwood in 2015?
Yeah, that year sounds really funny to me. I don't know why, but that year is like very familiar.
2015, ladies and gentlemen. Bruno was in the pro early years in
Vegas
Collingwood.
years.
Oh, Vegas years. That's right. You were Vegas years.
I don't do early.
I was pro early. And I'm getting old, man. I can't even think anymore. But anyway, so we were in, they do split, divisions in Collingwood. So he was in the Vegas. I was in the early. And this was my first time in Collingwood. And I loved it. I fell in love with it. And
you had a good time out there.
Yes. So Bruno wins the Vegas years, and I win the early years. Well, come to find out, since it was between Bruno and myself on who would be
theoretically, it was between me and Austin to go to the ultimate.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. So anyway, so we're standing backstage, and I remember this, man, like it was yesterday. Like you and I are standing face to face. We're like our hands on each other's shoulders, and then here's like Bryson Katalinsky and Matt Cage, and they're all like huddling me and you, right?
Yeah, like Pat Dunn, all those guys were all standing together.
So we're all standing there, ladies and gentlemen, and then they come and called that Bruno and I was tied for the final score. So then they were like, well, let's go to vocals. Austin and Bruno are tied. Let's go to the next thing. Austin and Bruno are tied. We'll go to the next one.
Look, vocals, moves, everything.
We were tied straight down. So in my mind, I didn't know how the rules went. I
thought we were going to do a sing-off or something.
I thought it was going to be a sing-off between him and I. Well, come to find out, it didn't work that way. They go to the next highest score, who at the time was Drake Milligan, who was not old enough to even go to the ultimate. So then they go.
And by the way, Drake Milligan at the time was in the youth category at the Collingwood Elvis Festival.
And he's incredible if y'all have never heard of him. He's awesome. So anyway, then they go to the next highest score, who is a guy that's been on my show before. I love him to death. He's a great guy, Mr. Norm Ackland Jr. And he had the next highest score.
Non-pro division.
And he goes to the ultimate. And here's the thing. I didn't know what was going on, but Norm was in the car leaving the arena because
he wasn't even there.
He had no clue. He had no clue.
He got his award and he left.
That was something I'll never forget. That was a crazy, crazy thing.
You know what? At the time, things were a lot different with the ultimate.
Yeah.
So now with these contests, the rules are very set in stone. The festival's got to abide by certain rules to meet the criteria of the ultimate.
Yep.
At the time, 2015, the rules were not so clear on who can go and who can't go and how it works.
Right.
So, but at the time, like I got beat, and I think Jesse, me and Jesse both got beat, and they sent Richard Wolf to the ultimate, and he was also in the non-pro category. Which all the power to them. You know what? They did a great job at the ultimate.
They did.
Them too.
They did.
You can't take that away from anybody. So going on that stage is something you can't take away from anybody.
No. But that was a story for the lifetime that I don't think myself, you, or Norm will ever forget. Never. But I will say that even though, I won the division, but I didn't go to the ultimate, I was happy to be a part of the Collingwood family. I got to come, we got to go back the next year and headline.
We both headlined.
Yep. And we both were there for the final year, which was last year. And that was awesome being able to headline and perform for their final year. And I really am going to miss it though, for sure. Yeah.
Crazy times.
Yeah.
We never know. The festival might come back. We never know.
I hope so. And I hope that I'm like, well, I don't have to be the first person they call, but I hope I'm in that category. Because I'd love to come back.
You never know what just might happen.
You never know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to get that story because I thought that was an awesome story. So let's go ahead and bring all the guys back on. They probably all done fell asleep by now, but we'll get them on. All right, so we'll start with Cliff. We'll get Cliff back on. Are you jogging?
Yep, I had to pick up my dog. She's been sick.
Oh, now I love animals.
Yeah, that's Paisley and that's Porter.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet you got your hands full.
I have 5.
Oh, you do got your hands full then.
Yeah, that's what happens whenever they have puppies and everybody says, okay, I want one. Then they decide they don't want him.
Gotcha. All right, let's get Brooke Wright back on here with us. He has been waiting very patiently. You haven't fell asleep?
No, I changed my clothes and did all kinds of things.
Okay, that's cool. No problem. And last but not least, Mr. David Lee. Oh, Cliff left us. He'll come back. Mr. David Lee is going to come on. David, are you with us there?
Carol, turn off the TV and go to bed. You snoring again.
Y'all are having a lot of noise.
At least we know how to work the camera.
All right, David, you can let your wrath going on them now. You can pick on all.
Well, first of all, it's a bunch of long-winded suckers on here. I mean, there's some people that likes to talk about themselves. At least Bruno had enough decency to mention me about 6 times. I thought that was good. Cliff mentioned me once.
You guys are saying
One time.
hello.
Are you with us?
He didn't even work his microphone. I mean, golly, dude. Hello. Bruno,
Oh my God.
Nesci. I met Bruno Nesci when he was 10 years old in Collingwood, Ontario, Canada. I've been going to Collingwood. I made it every year until the last few. They didn't have me. I don't know what they got crazy. I don't know what's wrong with them. I was fortunate enough to win there. Bruno, the first time I met Bruno, he's like, hey, David, how many jumpsuits you got? Hey, David, how many let's trade jumpsuits. He's like 3 feet tall. He wants to trade jumpsuits with me.
Okay, I wasn't that bad at the time.
But now, yeah, you were that bad. Nerve-wracking. Oh gosh, nerve-wracking. But I've grown to love him. He's a good kid. He gets a bad rap sometimes with people. Some people know what I'm talking about, but he's straightened up. He's doing really good in his life and his ways. I'm proud of it. Brooke Wright, I don't know him. I know nothing about him. I don't know who this guy is, who brought him in here, where he came from. He just come out from underneath a rock. He's talking about how he's been performing since he was 13. Where? I want to know where he's been performing. I never even heard of this guy.
I was raised on rock.
He was mentioning stories about old Ryan. I live about an hour from where Orion was born and raised, and actually owned a nightclub. And Orion came in my nightclub one time. His stepbrother or half brother, I don't remember exactly the story, but brought him in one night and we sang. And man, I'm telling you, his voice was
creepy, right?
It was amazing. I've actually got a Orion CD. We're going to do it's called Mask Man. We're going to do a tribute CD to Orion because he's one of. Elvis gets a lot of glory as he should, but people like Orion have kept the music going for years and years and years too. And he was tragically murdered in 1998, so we hadn't had him in a while. But man, he had some great versions of some non-Elvis songs, and people's like, man, that's Elvis. People that don't know anybody, that's Elvis.
So
look him up.
What's crazy about that, David,
you
is
shut your mouth when I'm talking. Go ahead.
What's crazy about that is years after I got older, my parents divorced, things like that, and my father didn't work with him anymore, and there wasn't much of a connection with Orion anymore. Then in '96, I saw that he was doing a show with the Jordanaires in Nashville. So my mother, who used to be his hairdresser and was really good friends with him, said, "Let's go. I want to see after all these years if he knows who I am." Well, he came out during the middle of the show in this club and was walking through the crowd. And when he walked past our table, the dude about fell over. That's how quickly he recognized my mother after all those years. Afterwards, we stood there and talked. Well, one thing leads to another. And strangely enough, starting in '96 through the middle of '97, my mother was dating Orion.
Wow.
And in '97, he had me come down to his place in Selma and perform an Elvis show at his New Year's Eve party at the ranch.
That's
crazy.
Awesome.
And in '98, he had called me about 5 or 6 days before he was murdered, and had called me and was asking me questions about my sound system and wanted me to bring my own sound system down and wanted us to set up and do a party again, and never got to happen.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. We actually walked in Marlowe's one night in Memphis, me and my wife, many years ago, and we were eating, and next thing you know, here comes, I didn't know him at the time. Here he comes in, there he is. And there, man, you could just feel the room, just the feel in the room change. I mean, the man had talent for sure.
Well,
I mean, he wasn't as good as Cliff Wright, but he was pretty dang good. I'll tell you one thing, he didn't spend as much money on makeup as Cliff Wright, I can tell you.
Yeah.
That voice.
You ever heard those saying, Cliff, it's money well spent? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I mean?
I think my signal's fixing to cut out again.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Back in me. And try to brush your hair a little bit when next time you come on TV. Look at this. What I got a body.
Let me borrow your hat.
I know. You can have it.
God. Oh my God.
I love you, Clipper. I like all of you guys. I don't know Brooke. Honest story. I don't know Brooke, but I know he's fresh in the scene of the Elvis world in the last year or so. I wish you lots of luck, Brooke, when everything gets back in competition and stuff. Bruno, please stay north of the border.
Don't believe him. He's not telling the truth.
I mean, you and Austin couldn't even beat each other. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. You couldn't even beat each other.
Hey, it wasn't our decision. It was the judges.
David, I couldn't beat myself if I was looking in the mirror.
Norm Alfred's a great friend of mine. Y'all both outscored him and let him go to the ultimate. And neither one of you hobos said anything. Hello.
We were just following the rules.
I love cutting up with you guys.
You know what? Me and Austin left with our heads held high, and we took our championships home.
That's right. That's right.
Austin,
I cried when I was in the closet.
Austin, when it comes time to pick on you or say something bad about you, it's kind of like when they asked Rocky, they said, Rocky, you got anything derogatory to say about the champ? And he said, derogatory. Yeah, I think he's great. That's what I think about you.
That's me. That's me. Oh, man.
What are we doing? What are we all doing here? We've been on here for like three days, and I feel like I'm on the episode of Alone here.
Yeah, I think your happy Molly days is about to burn out.
I know, my happy Molly days is about to burn out.
Oh, my gosh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the rest of you who has stuck around, the 64 that's left, that's enjoying this crazy stuff we're doing, I want to play a little Christmas trivia with you guys. Are you guys in for this?
No.
Nope.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Here's how the game works. Here's how it works. For those of you who are watching at home, just in case these guys are actually watching the comments on their cell phone, please do not comment the answers. Keep them to yourself because we do not want any cheating. Okay? All right. Here's how it works. I'll start with Bruno. If Bruno does not know the answer, we'll pass it on, so on and so forth. If Bruno gets it right, then Bruno will continue until he misses one, and we'll pass on from there. Does that make sense?
Siri, are you ready?
Oh, my God. Okay. I don't think any of y'all are ready. Are you ready? Are you sure? They're all just quiet, like, nope, I'm not. Okay, Bruno. All right, Bruno, I'm going to start with you. What did the other reindeer not let Rudolph do because of his shiny red nose?
I know. Oh.
Hold on. Can you repeat that?
What did the other reindeer not let Rudolph do because of his shiny red nose?
Bruno, do not miss this.
Do not miss this.
I'm sorry. I have no idea.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, Brooke, you got an answer.
No help.
You don't have an answer either?
Cliff, your signal needs to cut out because you're going before me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get a bad signal.
Guide his slave.
No. Wrong.
Big question.
With your
No, it's not. It's
Won't you guide my
games, baby?
That's right, David Lee.
Who got the Christmas lights up? Yeah. Oh, double up.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. David, since you got that right, we're going to stick with you.
I hope you lose.
I probably will now. That was an easy one. I mean, anybody with a brain could get that one.
Here we go.
Oh,
how many ghosts show up in the Christmas Carol?
Hold on, I didn't hear you. Say it again.
That's okay. Just answer anyway.
Answer it.
How many?
He said the question.
How many ghosts show up in the movie A Christmas Carol?
3.
Incorrect. Bruno.
You should feel pretty good about yourself, David.
At least I had an answer.
5?
I might have missed it by 1.
Isn't it 5?
Incorrect.
Isn't it 5?
Brooke.
You said 1.
No.
1? That was the middle finger.
I could be wrong, but I thought it was the ghost of Christmas present, past, and future, right?
Yeah, that was 3.
Yeah.
My
Austin
answer.
says I'm wrong.
The internet tells me 4.
Well, the internet
are
is
they?
a liar.
That's what I said. I said 4.
No, you didn't.
I did. I said 4.
Who was
No,
the
ladies
4?
and gentlemen.
Somebody named the
Okay,
4.
whoa. Austin, we're living in the year of fact checking. You got to fix that.
Yeah, 4. Christmas
go by what
morning,
the-
Christmas evening, Christmas night.
What was the fourth
Let's
ghost?
Yesterday
ask
was
you
number
how many
4.
shifts he had.
I don't know what the 4th one was, but the internet
Is
says
one of them
4.
bipolar?
Okay, hold on. People are commenting. They are saying 4 is the correct answer.
Well, what are they? Because I don't know.
Yeah, I want to know too.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Christmas
what are the
Past,
4 ghosts?
present, future.
Past, present, future. And then
What would be the 4th?
the one is the one from the.
Maybe that was the ghost that went to the bathroom and never came out.
That's it.
They were busy.
Somebody said
Somebody-
Jacob Marley was a ghost.
Marley's ghost.
Only 3.
There's a 4th one. I'm curious to know too, because when I read this, I thought that was incorrect
The
myself.
fourth
Do you
ghost
get-
was the.
Listen, do you
the
get
MC.
credit for going the closest without going over then? How about
I
that?
say David gets the points.
Okay,
No.
we'll give.
Hey, if I'm
we'll give
wrong,
it to
I'm wrong.
David. I'm wanting to say it was 3 too, but
Well, let's just
Yeah,
say
you
it was
gotta
that.
remember there was the one guy who was the narrator for the whole thing.
And the 3 spirits of
It's not a
Christmas
ghost.
past, present, future.
How do you know?
okay. David, we'll start back with you since that question was all
Okay,
messed.
smart idea.
Again, this is the internet, so any of these could be incorrect.
Which
The
means we all.
the movie Miracle on 34th Street is based on a real life department store. What is the department store named? What is the name of the store?
It's oh Lord, it's a takeoff of the one that's in the movie L. What is it? Oh, I know it. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Get it out, boy.
I'm out of time. Dang it. I know it. Dang it. As soon as you tell
Okay,
me, I'm
Bruno, what you got?
Tupelo hardware.
hey, that was better than my answer.
I have
It's
no
a great
idea.
answer.
The whole point is to say it with confidence, so you know, you look like you know what you're saying.
Okay,
You're still wrong.
So,
No
Brooke?
kidding.
Macy's.
yes, Macy's.
You
That was my
googled that.
Oh, I've been looking at you.
Where's the
Okay, I want to go back to the previous question that we were talking about. Here's a comment that someone said. The first ghost was the ghost of his boss. Jacob Marley's ghost did appear in the story. There were 4 ghosts. So
Fair
it was
enough.
the
I told
ghost
you 4.
that told him this was going to happen.
I told you
Yeah,
Bob
well,
Marley was in
we
the-
don't want to
was in the whole
rehash
thing.
that. Let's go to the next question.
Go back to ones about Rudolph.
Yeah, I told you
okay.
Bob Marley
Yeah, I've
was
got to
in it.
learn.
Okay. All right. Who got that one right? Brooke, you got it right?
Nobody.
Brooke,
I
Brooke
did. I
got,
said Bob
Brooke
Marley
got
was in
Macy's
it.
right. Okay, Brooke, we'll stick with you. What are the 2 other most popular names for Santa Claus?
Going to be, got to be Old Saint Nick,
Yes.
right?
That's one.
And oh my God, what am I doing? I know.
Look at Bruno up there chomping at the bit, man.
Hang on. I don't know why I'm blank. I can't think.
Because you're
All right.
under pressure is why you're blank. That's what happened.
Under pressure, bum, ba-da, ba-dum.
Chris Kringle and Saint Nick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect. All right.
Good job,
Cliff,
Clifford.
we'll stay with you. In the movie Home Alone, where are the McAllisters going on vacation when they leave Kevin behind?
Well, there's 2 versions. One of them, they went to Paris. The other one, they went to New York.
I'll take both
Or they
answers.
went to Florida on the second one.
Okay, Paris is what I needed, so I'm good with that.
You're just showing off now.
Cliff, we're sticking with you. In the classic movie How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Grinch was described in 3 words. What are they?
Let's see.
Here's a hint, guys. Think of the song.
I know it.
You're a mean one.
Incorrect.
You said 3 words.
3 words. That. What you got, David?
Stink, stank, stunk.
Boom. That's it.
But we're talking about the Grinch.
We're talking about
Yeah.
the
Which I will
Grinch, not about you,
dedicate to the
David.
3 people surrounding me. Stink, stank, and stunk.
Now you're just showing off.
My daughter loves the Grinch, man.
Oh,
Loves
me
it.
too.
But David, we're talking about the Grinch, not about yourself.
This is not about me. Dang.
All right, David, we're
What am I
sticking with
doing
you.
here?
Here we go. What words follow Silent Night in the song?
Holy night.
That question was
Correct. That is correct. All right, David, we're sticking with you. We're going to get harder as we go along, or try to.
Get harder.
Which-
These are pretty tough.
Which Hollywood actor played 6 different roles in the Polar Express?
We've never seen that movie before.
I'm gonna have to say I've never seen that movie, so I don't know.
I thought we was only doing Christmas classics.
Bruno,
Well, I
what
guess
you
I did
got?
the classic now.
I don't know. Polar Express.
I'm gonna say
Isn't that a kind of ice cream bar?
Tim the Cool Man Taylor. I don't know.
Isn't that an ice cream bar like the Klondike bar?
Yeah.
Oh,
You don't have an answer,
No, I
Bruno?
don't. Isn't it a
Bro-
polar bear?
Are we passing to me?
Brooke? Yes, it's to you now, bro.
It's Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, that's right. All right, Brooke, we'll stay
Whoever's
with
feeding
you.
him the answers need to quit it.
Do what?
Whoever's
in
feeding him the
Charles-
answers needs to stop it. Santa
Man,
Claus,
y'all don't
please you.
Y'all don't understand. My son is obsessed with that movie.
Oh, man.
I've never
All right,
seen
bro.
it.
Here we go, bro. In Charles
Yep.
Dickens' A Christmas Carol, what was the first name of Scrooge?
David Lee.
Ebenezer.
What was that?
Ebenezer.
Correct. All right, Brooke, we're staying with you.
First it was but go ahead.
All right. What did Frosty the Snowman do when a magic hat was placed on his head?
He began to dance around.
Correct. Oh, Brooke's on a roll. Okay, Brooke, here's the next one. Which Christmas song contains the lyric, "Everyone dancing merrily in a new old-fashioned way"?
Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Yes.
Lob
Oh,
him,
guys.
Oh, Christmas.
lob him another one of them snowballs in there that you're feeding him. My gosh, man.
Hey, I just work here. All right, Brooke.
What
What
color
are
is
you?
the tree?
What are you supposed to do when you find yourself under the mistletoe?
Well, you're supposed to kiss someone,
That's right. On to the next.
which is awkward if you're standing underneath it by yourself. But
That's true. All right, Brooke. Here we go. Which one of Santa's reindeer has the same name as another holiday mascot?
oh,
You got stumped.
You vixen.
another holiday mascot.
Yes, has the same name as another holiday mascot.
Yeah. I know it.
Who cut the cheese? I guess
Oh
David.
my God.
Are we passing?
Cupid.
Yes, it's Cupid.
Good gosh. Do you got your harmonica
See,
handy?
that wasn't cool for you to ask that question because I couldn't have answered it because in Canada we don't do the whole mascot stuff.
Okay.
We're Canadians.
All right.
You
All right,
choose to
Brooke.
live there, pal.
No, it's Canadians just in general.
Canadians
All right,
don't
Brooke.
have Valentine.
No mascots.
All right, Brooke. Here we go. In the song "Winter Wonderland," what do we call the snowman in the song "Winter Wonderland"? Snowman has a name.
Oh man, and that's the song that Cliff was just playing on the guitar earlier.
But if you need to.
You want to call a lifeline? You want to call a friend?
Wait, hold on. I actually forgot the question. What did you say?
In the song "Winter Wonderland," what do we call the snowman? What's his name?
He's stalling
Call
for
David. He
time.
knows the answer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cliff,
Say the question again.
in the song Winter Wonderland, what do we call the snowman? Like, what's his name?
Parson Brown.
Parson, that's right, Parson Brown. All right, Cliff, we'll sit with you.
I appreciate
We got 6 questions left. All right, here we go, Cliff. In the movie Elf, what was the first rule of the Code of Elves?
David Lee, you're up.
David Lee?
Wait a
Did you hear
minute.
the
Somebody
question?
call my phone. I can barely hear you. Say it again.
Okay. In the movie Elf, what was the first rule of the Code of Elves?
Oh, no. I don't know.
Don't grow up. Oh.
I don't know.
Bruno?
And you know what
Smells
the scary
kill
part
me.
is?
I can't hear him now.
Is that actually I watched Elf last night.
David quit.
No, is it treat every day like Christmas?
That is right. Here he comes back.
All right, I couldn't hear you, man. I can hear you now.
You're fine. You're fine.
Look
Bruno
how
got it
empty
right.
was without me.
You missed
It's
it.
treat
Bruno.
every day like Christmas. Okay, Bruno, we'll stick with you. According to the song, what did my true love give to me on the 8th day of Christmas?
What?
Oh, that's hard.
Repeat that?
According to the song, the 12 days of Christmas, what did my true love give to me on the 8th day of Christmas?
Oh, wow. Can I have time to sing the whole song?
No, you do not.
Please.
Uh-oh, I heard somebody say it.
Yeah, there's some cheating going on. It's an awful shame, but there's some cheating in this here game.
I'm sorry. I can't remember.
2 jumpsuits and 3 sideburns and a jump.
Everybody answer together if you know. Who knows it?
8 maids of milking.
8 maids of milking. All right, Brooke, we're going to go to you now.
Okay.
How do you say Merry Christmas in Spanish?
Feliz Navidad.
Yes. All right.
More easy ones for Brooke.
I'm telling you, man. I don't know what the
You wanna
payoff
ask
was.
what color Santa's suit was?
Yeah.
I get no love. No love. Man.
And
Here we
what
go.
color his beard was?
Brooke, we're staying with you. How many reindeer does Santa have, and name them all?
44.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen.
You missed one.
How many?
Well, I mean, okay, and Rudolph.
Okay, that's correct.
I don't know. I think of Rudolph as a, what did you call him a minute ago? As a mascot.
Gotcha. Okay, here we go. We're sticking with Brooke. What was Frosty the Snowman's nose made out of?
Oh, good God. Really?
A corncob pipe.
No.
Oh,
I know it.
David Lee.
A button nose.
Wait a
That's
minute.
right.
Just because he signed off don't mean he gets to go before me.
I just went in order. All right. Here's a question that all of you can answer at one time.
I doubt it.
Bruno, do you always celebrate Christmas up there? Look at your face.
What is Elvis Presley's most popular Christmas song?
Blue Christmas.
Blue Christmas.
have a blue.
Yeah.
Blue Christmas. Blue Christmas.
Christmas.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the questions I have, and that comes to the conclude of the game show. And I'm just kidding.
That's all, folks.
And for everybody
Brooke won by
watching,
700 questions.
and for everybody watching, Brooke Wright wins. Him and Austin.
Brooke
win.
Wright's daughter wins.
I didn't
by
do it.
17 questions.
I swear I
And
didn't do it.
Wright cheated.
Oh my God.
Who would cheat on Christmas? What kind of person would do that?
What color was Mr. Claus's apron? No, sorry.
Look. That is an empty room, ladies and gentlemen.
No, you got to do a
Yeah,
whole
he's like,
360.
get
You
out
only
here.
did a 90 degree.
Go.
It's my earpiece. It's actually that's why I was turned this way. I didn't want you to see my earpiece.
Oh, sure.
Listen, Merry Christmas to each one of you guys, man.
Merry Christmas.
Well, hey, guys.
Oh.
Thank y'all so much.
I see some mistletoe underneath all y'all's heads.
Guys, thank y'all so much for coming on tonight. It was a blast. Thank y'all for being a part of this.
We'll
This is
see. Merry Christmas out there, everybody. Happy holidays.
Happy
I'll see
holidays.
you in Boston, everybody.
See you guys. Take care.
Y'all have a Merry
holidays.
Christmas. I love you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for all the guys. That was a lot of fun. I think you guys enjoyed the trivia. That was a blast. Thanks to Bruno, Brooke, Cliff, and David for coming on. It was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I told you guys this was the last show for this year for 2020 with Weekly Chats with Austin. I told you we were going to go out with a bang, and we did. Even though it was a 3-hour chat show, that's okay. We still had fun and enjoyed it. I want to encourage you right now to please, one final time, come see David Lee, myself, Dwight Bozeman, and Tara Kay on New Year's right here in my hometown, Honey Pass, South Carolina. For tickets and more information, visit austinderbyentertainment.com. I'd greatly appreciate that very, very much. If you're watching on Facebook tonight, please go ahead and hit that like button. Follow me on Instagram as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Some of you have been sending in donations. Thank y'all so much for that. If you'd like to send a donation, you can send it via PayPal, AIElvisLive1@gmail.com. You have no clue how much that means to me. Weekly Chats with Austin will be back in 2021, so don't think I'm going away for good, because I'm not. We will be back in 2021. Changes are coming to the show. Going to do a whole lot of new things in 2021 with the show, so you definitely don't want to miss it. At this time, I do not have a date set on when the first episode will be back for 2021, but I will tell you it will be in January. Date is to be announced, and my guest will be announced as well. Also, I have something new, kind of what I like to call a new series that's going to start happening in 2021 as well. I don't know if it'll be related to Weekly Chats with Austin, or it might be something completely different, but you got to stay tuned for that too, because I'm excited about that as well. Thank you all again for tuning in tonight. It has been a blast. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for your donations. Come see us on New Year's Eve, myself and David Lee. You don't want to miss it. We're going to have a safe and great time. Go and like Brooks, Bruno's, Cliff's, and David Lee's Facebook pages. I know they'd appreciate that very, very much. God bless y'all. Y'all have a Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year. And I'll see you right here back on Weekly Chats with Austin in 2021. God bless y'all. Good night. Thanks for tuning in.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to